Yeah, now you are.
Keeping her alive.
Hey.
What's happening, brother man?
What's happening?
Whoa,
well,
what are you doing?
Just got back from sunny California.
You have to put it on.
I don't want to put. I can put it right here. No,
you don't have to put it. You have to wear it.
She's making me put this on. I have to put this on.
Yeah, I haven't got a mic. I'm not that upmarket.
She's my production. She's everything really.
Can you hear me okay though?
I just look at the camera and talk. She does everything else. All right.
Yeah.
You hearing me okay though, guys?
Oh, too good, bro. Too good.
Really?
Yeah, it's like you're in the room with me here. All right. Look at me fumble.
Now we just need some watches.
This is how I do everything. I'm like a special ed kid. All right.
What do you mean like?
Welcome everybody to our Thanksgiving Sunday night fiesta.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you guys, when down in your part of the world, do you celebrate any type of like Thanksgiving or anything?
No, not Thanksgiving. No, that was different. That's an American tradition.
Yeah. So what do you guys do?
Well, we didn't have that kind of chapter in our history, so we don't have like an option for that sort of celebration.
Well, maybe we should start something.
Well, yeah. Oh, we have a few holidays. We have a few national holidays like that, but yeah, not really for the same reasons, you know.
Let's say hi to everybody. Joe K, Nick Broody, Tavo is here. Abel D.
Okay, I'm not seeing any. I'm not seeing any comments here.
You got to turn them on.
Okay. Let's see if I know how to do that.
I'll keep going there. Curmudgeon, Danny Boyd, Mexican Spec, Stevie B, Dickie Farley, Chris, Edsel Garage Shop. That's a new one. Robert Rio. So how is everybody tonight?
Right.
So we're having. What's that?
I can't. I'm trying to get my mouse to work to take it over to click on comments.
Beat it with a pipe.
Yeah.
That's how we handle things in the old country. Okay. Buff Del Campo, Eddie Kim, what's happening, Kim? And Buff? I haven't seen you guys around in a while.
So you're waiting for Zero, Ari, and Fubar.
We're waiting for our illustrious mods because tonight, instead of them being on that side of the camera, they're going to be on this side of the camera. Well, how does that work?
What do you mean?
Well, they can't be on this side of the camera. They have to be on their side of the camera where they are. So they're still on the other side of the camera.
I have comments. Yay.
Zero, yes. Throw zero in it. Zero.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, man.
It is an honor to finally see your face.
What's up?
What's happening, brother?
Can you guys hear me well?
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Let me see. Get rid of that. All right, there it is.
Cool.
Yeah. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you guys great.
Yeah. Well, of course, Kathy made me put this on.
Oh, nice. Like that. Well, hello, everyone. Oi, 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 like always.
Oi.
Okay.
So Kimi was just telling us about the holidays that they don't have in wherever he comes from, and they beat a possum with a bat or something. And it's terrible, terrible.
Yeah, honestly, I've always been fascinated with Australian culture and New Zealand culture. Like always. It's always been interesting.
Yeah, it's certainly different. It's just certainly different, and yeah.
Kat,
Yes.
Can you want to sit a little closer so they can see you?
They don't want to see me.
Yes, they do.
No,
Come
they
here.
really
Do
don't.
you guys want Kathy in the
No,
picture?
they really don't. Because
Yeah,
then I can't see.
You can see. You can read the comments right here.
Here.
She's so camera shy.
I
What
am.
have we been doing this
I
for?
am.
50 years
Yeah,
now?
but that's just me.
All right, let's see. I can't see the words. Hi, Kathy. You're the best.
Can you see the comments?
No, not yet. I don't know how to do that yet. Hold on.
Okay, figure that
If
one
you look
out.
to the right of your screen, there's on my screen anyway. There's a comments, and you can click on that, and then you can read the comments.
Okay, I'll answer a question while you're straightening that out. It's just a car question here. OB1 Funky. I was looking at the lifters, and one of them is missing the retainer clip. Can I just put a new clip in, or do I need to rebuild it? I think it's already been. Yeah, you should be fine. I've had that happen. That actually, who was it? Lamb Chop bought a motor from one of these rebuilders, and it kept pumping up one of the lifters, and I left a C clip out of it. But yeah, just
all right. How's that?
put a C clip in and call it a day. Okay. What's that now?
Sorry, it's so I have it's my iPad.
All right. So Zero, can you see the comments and everything now?
Yeah, I think so now.
All right.
You guys are awesome.
So we're still waiting for Ari and for Fubar.
We haven't heard from Fubar.
We haven't heard from Fubar. He hasn't shown up either. This might have been a straw that breaks Fubar's back. I don't know.
He's not on. I don't know. We'll see.
So Zero, you have been out. So we're doing lives now since 2019.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And you've been around since the very beginning. Like I think you were around the first or second live that we did.
Yeah, that's always been super interesting that we've been together for this long. And like during the lockdowns, that was a big deal. That was huge.
Yeah,
I was getting help by it. Yeah, I was definitely getting help by it, and just by communion with people, and it helped a lot. Like more than I could even describe. It actually helped a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was important. I figured. I mean, everybody was dealing with their own version of hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I figured that it would be a good thing just for us, communally. You know what I'm saying? To like at least keep each other company. And it we picked up a lot of subs during that period of time too. But that's when you really became involved.
Yeah, especially like how it was different in different areas. Since we talked to people like not just from my side, because here was pretty gnarly here. I had friends getting pulled over, being asked why they're driving around. I never got that, but that happened to people I know.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like, yeah, that's ridiculous.
We had it easy here in Tennessee. Like it lasted for like 2 weeks or so. We just pretended nothing was going on.
I thought was
Yeah, it really didn't impact me either because like you could go to work as long as if you were mechanical repair shop.
Yeah.
Which I technically am.
Well, technically, yeah. I just technically didn't give a shit. So it was like I just went about my life like nothing was going on. And I tell you the truth, it was like the nicest. It was wonderful because like you'd go out and it was like 3 other cars on the road. You know what I'm saying?
Not giving a shit always works.
Oh,
like every time, like every single time, it's always worked.
That's how you win the game.
You know what I have a troll with? I don't do selfies or any of that jazz. So this is weird seeing my face actually. Like, yeah, that's funny.
I only see your name.
Yeah, yeah, this is me. Yeah, it's me.
It's done the way you type though.
Yeah, see, I've been told that too. That's funny. Yeah.
Question for Zero: how's the tin metal below the Dodge's accelerator pedal?
Oh, it's heavy as always, like it always is. Yeah, it's weighted. That's cousin Abel. We have the same last name, so we're cousins. Somehow, I know that's true. So, what's up, Abel?
Where's Ari at?
I never know. He's always lagging.
Being a Ford guy. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
I can't afford a cup like that.
Yeah, I know.
So was it?
I always told people when I sold parts, I'm like, if you say Mopar out loud, you owe somebody $50. You know what I mean? Like, I go, because especially I talk to Chevy owners, like, oh, you like Mopars? I'm like, yeah, check this out. I go, look up Edelbrock cylinder heads, and they're like, oh, cool, yeah. I'm like, no, that's not even done. They don't even have springs in them. Okay, I go, Chevys, they just give you the other head. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, you want one? Oh, there's 2. It's a 2 for 1. You know, like, I mean, it must be nice, but like, dude, it's just, we definitely love these cars because no effing way. I'm like, we're overpriced everywhere, you know.
You have to be
everywhere.
But at least we have stuff that makes sense. Unlike Kiwis,
That's true. That's true.
They're just like, why?
Hey, Kiwi, I've said this before. Like, if you park one Ford outside your shop, other Mustang owners will find it. That's it. That's it. Like, you work on Mustangs now.
Oh yeah, exactly.
They see one, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
You're like, he's willing to deal with it. You're like, yeah, cool. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Like, he likes Mustangs, and that's it. Now you're a Mustang shop, now and forever.
That's how it worked out. We do a bit of all sorts, but yeah, it's
that's the truth.
Yeah, I bought a Mustang as a project car, and that was it. The rest is history. Now I'm the Mustang guy.
Yeah, at a shop my buddy works out. He had a Mustang outside, and he goes, "Dude, you're right. Two other ones showed up." I go, "Yep, that's it. It all works."
Well, with Kiwi's situation, it's like being a straight guy and opening a bar and calling it the Flaming Unicorn. And
oh, that's awesome.
All over the place. That's what he's got going on there.
I've always said this too. I go, Ford in the movies is always a hero's car. The villain is typically driving a Mopar. Almost always. Like, yeah. It's a bad guy's car. Yeah. Always.
Unless it's the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah. And those were my heroes. Yeah. Growing up. Yeah. I mean, Daisy Duke probably got most of us through puberty. I'm 50. I'm pretty sure that's true. You know, like.
You're a kid.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't feel like a kid. Yeah. Like, not even. Yeah.
You are. What's going on?
We got a phone.
I don't know. Do you want this question?
Yeah, I want that question from Travis Moore. What does anyone think of the new Chevy Camaro with the 450 horsepower, 2-liter turbocharged engine?
Is that a thing? They're actually getting that much out of a production car 2-liter?
Well, yeah, they're pumping boost at it like there's no tomorrow. The thing's screaming for its life all the time.
There was a time when 100 horsepower a liter was pretty good.
Early on in the first of the suspension packages, the 1LE, like the early reviews, because of the V6 was an option too, it handled better. But the V8, there's something about that torque that's just always there. And I like the new Camaro, but just something that's like, you know, it's nice to have it. Waiting for boost sucks. So, I mean, it's probably fun, but I don't know. The small motors waiting sucks, you know.
Well, the way they're plumbing these things now, like on the Dodge, where they're mounting the turbocharger directly to the cylinder head. So that much less heat loss and that much more direct shot. You know, there's less loss, less parasitic loss through the outlet pipe. So,
it's literally part of it. Yeah, it's part of it now. Yeah.
But it's just, to me, these engines are just overworked. You know what I mean? It's like the Hurricane 6. What was it? 40 horsepower, I think it is, which is great if it's a race car. You know what I mean? Or a limited use car. But when you stick it in a 6,000-pound Grand Cherokee and start heading up hills with this thing, what could the overall, you know, the long term? How long is this thing going to last? The rubber, all the stuff around it is being subjected to huge amounts of heat.
At rolling on an incline to say up in traffic, we hit like a hill. My V8 just pops up there. It just rolls up the hill like nothing. Like nothing. Yeah, nothing. That V8 just rolls it up there like nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, Kiwi.
Yeah, but
since you like rally like I did, like the 2-liter became like the spec for rallies. Like rally cars, like staying at 2 liters.
Yeah.
And some of those guys were putting up, no joke, Uncle Tony, like 5 to 6, up to 7. You know. I don't know how reliable it was, but it was insane to see 2 liters up to that number because it's ridiculous, you know.
Yeah, you know they really.
I remember back
big horsepower.
When I looked at it for just the smallest bit of time back, I guess it was around 1981, 82, 83. The Formula One cars were limited to the 4-cylinder motors. They were limited to
1.5 liter.
Yeah, 91 cubic inches, and they were making over 1,000 horsepower.
Yep,
it's ridiculous. Even those V10s. Yeah, the V10s,
yeah, they were wild, but they were, they were using huge levels of boost and fuel. Like at the end of that turbo era, the guys refueling had to wear special breathing apparatus.
Really?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because you done. It was so toxic. It was like I don't know what it was, but it was like rocket fuel of some kind, and they actually had like hoods on.
Nice.
Yeah.
I remember those hoses.
Nitro, you can sniff a bit of nitro. It won't, it'll give you a headache or put you in a good mood. One of the two.
Being around some nitro cars, I have no idea how you do that. Yeah. I have no idea because everyone's standing around. I'm always waiting to see what their reaction are. I start walking away, and everyone's just standing there watching these guys with these like top fuel dragsters. I'm like, wait for it, and then everyone just runs away like they got pepper sprayed. And there's always that dude just leaning right over the motor. There's younger guys have the mask on, and this dude just sitting there with it. I'm like, how do you do that? Like, how do you get used to your eyes just burning? Like, it happens every time, like every time just like, wait for it, watch these guys, watch them run away eventually, like
you get used to it.
There's no way. How?
I don't know. I did it for 12 years. Just Nitro while I was around. But too, it's a narcotic. I don't know if people realize, nitromethane.
I'll believe that.
They use it as an intermediary in making different drugs. It has pharmaceutical uses, and it's a light duty narcotic. So what happens is when you're around it often enough, it's like, just dose me. You know what I'm saying? Let it rip. You know?
Hey, everyone, mark that down. It was a light use. That's fantastic. Light use narcotic. Well, you know, just a little one, a little dabbing, no big deal. Yeah.
But that's what we used to call it, getting dosed.
Oh,
You know,
man, I believe it.
Leading up to getting to the track and setting everything up, it's like you're jonesing to light this thing off just because it's like, okay, I need this now. You know what I'm saying?
You know what always fascinated me? I found an old VHS tape. It was a bunch of like crashes, which kind of sucks. I don't really like people crashing. But it was only fascinating because people forget about those firewalls and how they plumbed them, right? And how they channels the fire away from the driver. So when you see before that era, it's terrifying. You watch 200 miles an hour, this guy's dying, you know, yeah, just flying by on fire. It's scary as hell. I mean, they're so safe now, it's ridiculous, but people just take it for granted, you know, like what you see is like, oh yeah, he'll be all right. You're like, dude, that's incredible to me. Like, come on. The old era you guys saw was incredible. Like, no way. I've been watching racing my whole life, you know.
When those cars burned, they burned.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
I worked for a guy. I won't even mention his name. I've talked about him in the past. He's a real asshole. We didn't get along, but he was in a fire at Englishtown. What? He was in a fire at Englishtown, and
he probably knew. Yeah, he probably knew. Yeah.
No, we didn't get along. I tell you how badly we didn't get along. Right? We went to a race up in Canada, and we were like this the whole way. I got him qualified. And we were like this the whole way home. And as soon as we crossed the border, I got out and hitchhiked the rest of the way home. I could not ride in the truck another foot with this guy. Who?
Franco.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this guy, he really had no place being in these cars, and he had a fire at Englishtown and ran. He ran pretty much almost to the shutdown area, got the car stopped, and then he froze. He froze in the car. This shit's on fire. Okay.
Oh yeah. Wow.
And the fire trucks rolled. They put the thing out, but he wasn't moving, and they thought he was dead. So they put the sheet over the car, and they start dragging the car away, and they realized he was alive. So at that point, they went to pull him out of the car, and they left all of his skin from the back of his neck to the back of his ankles in the car. He was baking like a potato in there.
It's like full shock. That's shock.
Yeah,
that's being in shock. Yeah, that's being in shock. You're like, you know, when people don't move, that's crazy. Yeah, that's full shock. Yeah.
But after that, they started making them put the fireproof coverings on the seat.
Wow. See, yeah. Just to go fast, it's awesome. People don't understand, you know, like I've been watching racing forever, and you watch these guys are like, I mean, it's terrible. You're gonna die. You know what I mean? Like, you guys get chucked out of cars in the 50s and the 60s. You're like, the seatbelts were pretty loose, you know. The old Le Mans star, when they run in, they're talking about putting them on slowly while driving, you know, a couple laps in, trying to get a harness on, you know. Yeah. But doing 220 miles an hour, you're like, no harness, nothing, you know, like. And
it's crazy days. But yeah, now you get bigger trouble if you don't have everything buckled up and, you know, straps on your helmet done up or anything like you get busted like that, you get all sorts of penalties.
Yeah, a long time ago, Tony and Kathy, you were talking about the roll cages and how like you can daily with a roll cage, but that roll cage will kill you if you're not like, you know, helmeted up and everything else, because you're going to hit that stuff inside the car. You know,
I helmeted up, and I didn't even crash, and I did brain damage to myself.
Oh man,
I don't belong in those kind of cars. I honestly don't.
I always had the dream I would drive professionally because I love it. I love it. Car control and everything is my life.
See, Kiwi needs to do something like that. He's got to build something that he can go out and actually run. Although he doesn't have time because his shop is he's always slammed. Anytime I go in there, he's got like projects going on all over the place. And it's
too many. No, I mean, I'd love to do a bit of racing again, but it does take a lot of money and a lot of time.
Yeah,
a lot of time, and you know when you're in your 30s or 20s, like you have that time.
Well, you make
nowadays not so much, you know.
Yeah, I will visit one day. I know I will.
There you go.
I will visit. Yeah, I have to.
Dude, anytime, man.
It'd be so cool. It'd just be so cool to meet you guys in person. Like, I mean, we met. We met. I talk the way I type. You know what I mean? Like, I've never been like anything else. I just I have to say what I want to say because it's how it is, and I mean it, like demanding people speak like gentlemen on here and be polite to each other because it matters, we don't need anything else. Yeah, treat it like the bar. If you don't want to get along in the bar, you have to leave. I don't care,
Yeah.
But those places, everywhere I've ever toured, that's like the nicest people everywhere. They're not even trying. It's just nice. They're like polite, like without trying, without being pretentious. They're just polite people. It's fun, It's fun to be around, honestly. Yeah.
That's where Tennessee
Where are
is.
you based, Zero?
Yeah. Huh?
Where are you based, Zero?
California, specifically Orange County.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you and Ari are quite close together then.
Yeah, I moved in with my sister for a while, and I met that kid and a couple other ones around him, and they're just like one of the greatest kids I've ever met in my life. He's a kid to me. He's a kid to me, but like he's like a brother. He just happens to be humongous.
Where is he tonight?
He lives way south of me, at the very bottom of Orange County.
Right.
Yeah,
He
for
was
right
meant to be
now.
on tonight, wasn't he? He was meant
I
to be
don't. He was supposed to be here. We're talking earlier. We were laughing at the thumbnails. We're like sending pictures of each other, like what to use for the thumbnail.
No.
And Kathy nailed it. That was hilarious.
Did you like it? I don't know.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I was laughing so hard at that. We were cracking up. Yeah.
I didn't actually see the thumbnail. So.
Fubar and Ari, they'll pop in.
Okay.
Cole's Hot Rod Garage. Let me just.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Yeah. Tony recently started a YouTube channel. My first major project and that I'm covering is inspired by Slaghammer and Plan Z. Would you mind if I mentioned you as main inspiration? Oh, absolutely. I'd be honored. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Ari,
Oh yeah.
there he is. It's
Yeah,
the
there it
one
is,
and
yeah.
Only after the Tony.
What's going on, guys?
Oh,
What's
yeah.
happening, brother man?
Can you guys hear me and everything? I didn't ruin anything.
No, you're good.
You're good. You're good.
Nice.
The paneling is a nice effect. I like that.
Like the
Can we do
panel.
that?
Panel?
My opaque.
Yeah, you've got that.
Is it back in style?
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
So let's see here.
That's Mantis.
Hey, so looking at the comments, IB Thunder said Kiwi built an early 60s 427. So presumably you're talking about a 427 Ford, which I've just finished up on that black fastback that we started a long time ago, putting the motor back in the big block FE 427. And I've got another red one in the shop right now that's also getting in like an early 60s 427. So
How did that work out with carburetors?
Well, between you and with what you did, Tony came over to the shop and helped kind of dial in the twin fours, and we tried a couple of other little things that you suggested, Tony, and got it pretty good. It's a little bit fluttery at light throttle still, but he's taken it. He's driving the wheels off it. He's been posting videos like a madman.
There you go.
He's happy with it. I mean, if you're on it, it runs clean as a whistle.
Right. It's just
I guess he's just driving it hard everywhere, and he's quite happy.
it's in that MSD. I guarantee it's in the MSD.
Yeah.
Can they see the comments? Ari, can you see
Ari,
the
can you see the
comments?
comments?
No, not through StreamYard. I was going to open up my laptop, but I didn't have a chance.
You can through StreamYard. I don't know how, but I know you can because these other guys have it going too. And if any of you see anything that you want to address, just highlight the thing and go for it.
Oh, there you go. Let me see if I can pull it up.
How do you do
As
it?
soon as I got back here, my pops was asking me to change his oil, and I changed his oil, but I have one of those Dorman pans, and the threads on the plug actually snapped in half, and I didn't notice this until I started draining oil.
Oh,
And it's
That sucks.
my dad drives a Mercedes, so it's like an 8 or 9 quart system.
Oh, you made
So I just cleaned up a big old mess.
Oh.
oh, damn.
It was interesting.
Hey,
But
Ari,
at
how
least
do I
his oil
see the
got
chat?
changed.
Ari, how do I see the chat?
I'm not sure. StreamYard throws me off. I barely ever join in.
Like it says chat at the bottom, but I can't do it. Nothing's happening.
Kiwi, did you put yours on? Can you see
Okay,
it?
that's the
Yeah, I've got
StreamYard
comments
chat.
on, yeah.
It's saying.
Yeah, he's on a computer. It's different.
Yeah, I'm on a laptop. Yeah.
Yeah.
On your phone?
Of course, I'm on my phone. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is it. This is the one.
There it is.
When Tony talks about it, I start laughing because like this is the one instrument of technology I use. Like this is it. Like it's enough. If you see my channel, it's all music. Music and some car stuff, but music, just music. I do like this thing for music because, I listen to bands I've never heard of that I would have liked when I was 16, and like that's cool. That's neat. Yeah. Like they were all the rage in Denmark in '89. Like, oh, cool. I've never been to Denmark. I was in high school. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I would have never heard of this band. But it's cool. Some people are really nice. They tell me what's up with the bands and like people that knew of them or whatever. Like a French band in English, basically Camera Silence. I found them a couple years ago, and apparently this band at some point robbed a bank. They robbed a Brinks truck. And a few of them were captured, and it's kind of the legend of the band. And then the singer came forward and said he felt bad about it, but like they're French punk, and then that started a bunch of conversations with other people all over the place. It's cool.
We can see you lurking there, Kathy.
What are you barking
No,
about?
she just went to take care of the dogs.
What are you barking about?
It hurts me
Stop.
to look at some of the older music
Stop.
videos and stuff on here.
No more.
Just because.
Yeah.
EVB's asking for a link to your channel, Zero.
I don't know how to do that right now because I can't see it.
Ah,
But basically,
Yeah,
it's capital A, lowercase t, and then no space, capital Z E R O. So lowercase E R O. Okay, well, at 0,
at 0. Ah, okay.
and then 138, and then 138, like the Misfits. Yeah.
Ah.
But yeah, things have become so lame that it's hard for me to look at older music videos. Stuff from that era, late 70s, early 80s, punk, alternative, new wave, all of that. There's such a void of culture today. There's such a void of any type of talent or enthusiasm or anything like that. It hurts.
Got
I can always-
wallow in nostalgia.
Yeah, I can always tell by the band if you have money or not.
See, I
can always
want to
tell.
start a
Yeah.
band, but I have absolutely zero musical talents. Like I don't play anything. I don't sing anything. Zero. But
But you gave back, boss.
anyway.
Yeah, you gave back though. You like produced. You held venues and had bands play. Like that's giving back. That's all that really matters to me.
I had venues.
No, that's cool. You gave back. Like you put in because that's for real. If you don't play, if you're gonna buy a shirt, buy a sticker. You know what I mean? Go to see the band live. Like that matters. That $20 in shirt is like them eating.
Oh, I know.
Like it helps, man. It's just with those small venues, it actually matters a bunch.
No, there were a bunch of nights where we didn't have big turnouts and stuff like that. And I had bands that would travel, and we would just give them whatever came in through the door because I had other.
That's cool. That's super cool.
But yeah, it's just there's such a void, man. There's such a total void.
People are trying, you know what I mean? There's bands that, you'll hear and they kind of have like a little fleck of the sound you used to get, but it's not
Stop.
it's not as
It's not just the
prolific
sound.
as it used to be,
Stop.
that's for sure.
It's not just the sound. It's
guys
the
gotta
energy.
stop.
Like you could read. Oh, is that
Yeah.
a 7-Eleven coffee?
No.
I needed a 7-Eleven
No.
coffee. Yeah, well, Kathy got.
Wait.
It's not just the sound. It's the energy
Hey.
and the attitude. You know what I'm saying? There's everybody. It seems
Stop.
that I see today, they look like whipped puppies. You know what I'm saying? It's like they go with an emotion. They just go because somebody told them to sit, sing. You know what I mean? Right? And that's it. That's as far as it is. Where you look at, I can't even. There's
No,
such a list
stop.
of bands.
I got one. It's from a few years back. I won't say the name, but if I'll list it, it'll be on my playlist. But the kid, he's in a couple other bands, and he's definitely committed to sounding like the drug addict, like slurring words bit, and he commits. He just it's all of a sudden he's like lethargic, singing and trying to mumbling words, and it's like, dude, okay, so if you're pretending to be on heroin because of the sound, then it's like, it's literally it's like cosplay. I'm like, okay, and the band's awesome. Musically they're great, but it's like right out of Austin. It's an Austin band,
Last week I was scrolling. If you want to look at just how far like Western culture has slid, right? How far down in the toilet we are. You got to go even further back than the era that you and I are. You have to go even further back than that. I was flipping through something and a clip of the Who. We're playing a clip of the Who. and they were doing
Come
a quick one while he's away. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Google it, right? A quick one
Okay.
while he's away. You're going to watch this. And this was from like 1968, I think it was, on TV. It was a television performance on like the Rolling Stones had a variety hour for a while.
Oh, yeah, like the circus one, like the Rolling Stones Family Circus. Yeah, that's fascinating to watch.
If you want to see how far Western culture has like completely gone into the toilet over the last 60 years, that's it right there.
Yeah, it's neat. There's a part where they're all just.
Has Kathy got an earpiece in or a mic? Because we can hear everything. She's growling the dog in the background there.
Yeah, I've been laughing about the dog.
Yeah. So
yeah, if you watch that, you know, like because the other bands are waiting in between sets. It's like, yeah, that's Janis Joplin sitting with Jimi Hendrix, and like they're just chilling. You know, they're just people chilling, but it's like surreal. You know, like it's surreal. Yeah, I watched it. It was the Jethro Tull performance, and I'm like, that's who that guy is? Because it was pretty awesome. You know what I mean? But I had no idea who he was. I had only heard, you know, I'm like, okay, that's not really my stuff. But I was fascinated by him, you know, like that guy's legit. You know what I mean? Like that dude said, no, you're going to hear a flute, like for sure. You know, like.
What's his name? Ian Anderson, right?
Yeah. It was cool. You know, like.
So you two California guys, like this car that I was texting with Ari yesterday or the day before about this car I'm looking at in San Diego, and it's got a non-op title. And I don't even know what that is.
That's non-operational.
Yes. So
yeah,
if I was to pick that up and drive it back, I'd have to get like a temporary tag for it.
No, it's a non-operating title. It means like they want you to register if it's not being driven. So it's a non-operation tag. So it means it's not being driven. It's parked. It's going to be parked for a while. So they want you to register as non-op. So that's what that means, boss.
So how would I get around that? How would I actually make
You just register it. It basically means it's registered. So some people just leave them unregistered and they accrue a bunch of fines because they're not being registered for 10 years. You know, then they get you for that. This means it's being registered. It's cheaper, you know. So you can just register.
Right.
You have to pay for it.
The tag office and get a temporary tag on it or something.
I'm not even thinking temporary. You just
the
register.
issue you run into is if it's been on a non-op too long, they want you to get a CHP inspection prior to actually registering it as a road vehicle. They don't want to have the wheels on the ground until you do that. I have that issue with my Dart.
The guys who are watching us don't know what we're talking about here. Kiwi was looking at a 59 Plymouth wagon.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet car.
Really?
There you go. So just thinking about flying over and trying to drive it back to Tennessee. And
that would be great.
That might ensue with that. And hey, it was
that would
only
be
on
awesome.
the road last in 1970. So
yeah. So have Zero drive it back.
Not that long ago. What's that?
Have Zero drive it back.
Have Zero?
Oh, I would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just time away from work, you know what I mean? No big deal. You know?
Can you get away from work that long?
I mean, I can do whatever I want, but like that, I wouldn't be able to pay rent. You know what I mean? But I can do what I want. You know? Yeah. I put in a lot of work, so my boss lets me get away with shit. So, you know.
So how
would someone go about? Sorry, Tony.
Yeah, how far away from you? Where's the car, Kiwi?
It's in San Diego. It's about an hour south of Ari, from what Ari was saying. Is that correct?
Yeah, hour and a half, whatever, depending.
So what would it take to get the car to them? Let them get it running.
Well, it doesn't run. It doesn't have brakes. It hasn't run since 1970. So, I don't know. The logistics may just be too hard. I don't know, but it seems like a bit of fun to me. Like me and
that'd be a blast.
Go over there and limp it back to Tennessee. You know, like somehow.
We can cover the whole thing on both of our channels.
Yeah.
Just no garage for us, though. I don't have access, you know?
Right.
Everything I do is in the street.
Resources there, but I feel like you could probably, I mean, everything's so simple on the thing. As long as you have access to whatever consumables you need, you could probably get it rolling and running pretty easily. Unless there's some catastrophic issue, which you never know, I guess. But for the most part,
plugs and wires and points. What system did they have in 59?
The master is going to be shot. You can have seized wheel cylinders.
Yeah.
As long as you're careful undoing the lines, you know, so you don't snap the lines off, you should be able to just real quick, pop the wheels off, go through the wheel cylinders and master cylinder, give it a bleed, and that should fix it for brakes. I mean, very simple systems.
And where I've been
Yeah,
this weekend is in Blythe, or just near to Blythe, which is about 3 hours from San Diego. And there I've got a full garage and workshop I can access. So
Yeah,
I just
Bear
got
Rose-
3 hours. So
Yeah, Bear Rose is saying a carb kit, boat tank on the passenger seat, and a hot battery.
yeah,
Pretty much. I mean, at least just to get you over to Blythe in case you had to do any deeper work, because you were saying your cousin's set up pretty well.
yeah. Straight bullet saying Kiwi's Vice Grip Garage. It's kind of, I mean, I guess a little, yeah.
After you get over the mountains, Blythe is flat. You know, everything's flat after that. But it's that that initial climb is there, and then getting down the mountain.
Yeah, that'll test the cooling system.
Yeah, that's cool though. I mean, if I can get the parts for it, I'll hook you up with that. No big deal.
Yeah, I've got to talk with the guy who currently owns it, and just, as I say, I'm just a bit of a question mark on this non-op title. All I got to, I mean, I've got to have some sort of tag on it to drive across the US, don't I?
Mexican spec saying you could probably get a temporary pass.
Right.
Yeah,
And
that guy knows.
and then, of course, assuming that you just purchased it, I assume there's some leeway there because most cars you don't have to register or insure for 2 weeks, 30 days, whatever it is.
No, right, okay.
Yeah, Kiwi,
Plus,
I would
once you
get in
get to
touch
a
with
free
Mexican
state-
spec. Yeah,
You would what?
Kiwi, I would get in touch with Mexican spec. Like that's, I mean, this guy's always dealing old cars. He knows what he's doing, knows what he's saying for sure. Like, I trust him. Yeah,
A long time.
I would trust anything he's saying. Put it that way.
Well,
As long as he doesn't
you
ask
get a
for your
temp
banking
title,
information.
you get a temp tag out here and just mail it to him.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
That would be a great adventure.
Really would.
I think it'd be, because I mean, that's like one of those once in a lifetime things, you know what I mean? Just running that thing across the country. And plus it's, you know the ins and out of everything, Kiwi. So it's not like you're going to run into anything too difficult, like again, as long as there's nothing catastrophic. Like,
Yeah, at least you're not that
as long
guy
as
for
it's not
sure.
we can't rebuild the transmission on the side of the road, but
Oh,
we
sure.
can
You
rebuild
can.
most of the rest of it.
I've done it.
I've always,
Tony,
you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uncle Tony, that's the, yeah, that's not optimism we love about you. You know what I mean? Like straight do it. Yeah, straight get it done. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll be happy to stay home and supervise.
There you go.
I'll make sure to send you guys good vibes.
Yeah.
We'll get done.
Well, they say it's the thought that counts. Yeah, I thought about you a lot. Yeah, yeah, tons. Yeah.
that counts.
I really
yeah,
think
it
we should
counts.
get together and do this. That would be epic.
I pulled off a transmission swap in front of my neighbor's house. It's not that it's frowned upon here some places, but I got away with it because my neighbors are cool. But that was it. Yeah.
Does
So what
anybody know where to
transmission would that
contact
car have,
Fubar?
Tony?
I do.
You do text Fubar and see where he is. I was hoping he'd be here.
He's mad at me, I bet.
Why is Fubar mad
I
at
don't
you?
know. I don't know.
Because of the thumbnail?
Maybe.
You needed to send a picture.
I asked him.
We need a picture.
That guy wrote hit songs. What do you mean? Everyone likes that guy.
I have no idea who he is.
I'm
It was
just
Lionel Richie, I
realizing
believe.
that,
I believe it was Lionel Richie. Yeah.
well, because both of us are in here at Zero, we got to, there's no one moderating. We could have like a full on Die Hard with Die Hard 2 situation going on.
Let me ask him.
The guys are looking for you.
Is Fubar in the chat?
Thank you for the super chat, Matt.
Is Fubar in the chat?
No, I haven't seen him.
No.
There's only one blue name on there. So
Okay, Matthew just sent the super chat. Thank you, Matt. I just picked up a 76 Aspen Coupe. Did I mess up or I get something cool? It's solid and optioned out. What do you think? Did he? What'd you pay for it? That's the big question, Matt. Because if you got it for like $2,000, yeah, you definitely you scored. If you paid like $10,000 for it, then you got What do you guys think of that? 76 Aspen Coupe.
I mean, for me, I worry about cars post 74 because of the California smog laws. But outside of that, I really like those late 70s cars. And again, as long as it's a good price, the buy-in's decent. It's like, why not?
yeah, Aspen's that one that looks like a Nova, right? Like the late Novas.
Yeah,
Has that same
Yeah.
swept back. Yeah.
the infamous.
I liked them because I didn't know that was a Dodge for a long time.
You can't.
Big time. Yeah, I just didn't. You know, like you're like, oh yeah, it's a late '70s Nova. You're like, no, it isn't. Yeah, like
Kiwi, Aspens, man. What do you think? Aspens and Valaris.
Yeah, I mean they have a.
I
cool
like them.
Yeah, I mean they're cool because they're not. You don't see them that much.
What platform is that?
That's an F body.
It
It is okay.
Yeah, that's what.
So like V8s fit.
What's that?
V8s fits torsion bar. I mean, it's Mopar.
It has a transverse torsion bar. It's much easier stuff like that. Like it's a better workable package for hot rodding. It's
Wow,
not-
really?
Yeah, they don't work as well as like a traditional torsion bar car as far as like, you know, making the front end do what you want it to do. But as far as like working on it, like headers and stuff like that, you got wide open underneath the engine.
That's cool, then. Yeah, why not? Dude, have fun.
I think he's blocked my number.
He's blocked your
I
number.
don't know.
No, don't say that.
Fubar's blocked me.
I think Fubar might be mad at us.
Mad at me.
He's gone the same route as the rest.
I hope not.
No way.
Uncle
No
Tony's
way.
lying to us all. Oh man.
So you guys have been doing lives with us now since the beginning, right? Since the beginning. Does anything stick out to you? Any particular ones that you remember the most, or?
It's some of your guys' stories. Those stories, some of them are so damn funny.
My favorite
Art.
is when we get when you guys get to laughing, especially like if Kathy's laughing semi uncontrollably. I know something's gone well. Like that's success. I always enjoy talking about tunes, especially because I like a lot of the same weird like Zappa that you do and stuff. So it's we're on the same page there. I don't know. It's just a good time. It's one of my favorite ways to spend a Sunday evening. That's for sure. So it's
the first telling of some box truck story where you guys almost froze to death because you made it into something funny, but it's Kathy going like this. What was that? Oh my god! Like every little sound is now the absolute end of this vehicle. Like it's about to die, and if it dies, we're going to die. And just laughing through that. Like some people have no idea what it's like. You know what I mean? It's just the most honest thing in the world. It's like, no, it's life. You know what I mean? It's life. What do you want? Like what do you mean I don't have a heater core? I'm like, dude, my heater core sucks. I haven't fixed it yet. So it's cold. Your version of that, I love that story. And then the other one about running from a cop in some street that like drops off, like there's like a drop off in it. And like what Tony said is like we almost went through the floor, and I'm like, oh my god, I know that feeling. But I was dying laughing because it's so damn funny. Like just almost like you're like, dude, something happened. Like something terrible happened to this car. Like wasn't supposed to do that.
We didn't only do it once. We did it multiple times.
So we got chased by the cops pretty often. So it was it was a shortcut. But I could still feel my ankles buckling against the floor.
That's great.
There was also the live stream where you told everyone that you concluded that the Dutra dual exhaust for the Slant 6 had no real performance gain, and that's when I formulated that you had slighted Doug Dutra. I've been entertaining myself with that for a while now. So
every time,
Well, I mean, I don't know Doug Dutra, and I don't mean any disrespect to him. But, I mean, I can't possibly see how that is a benefit over, let's say, a nice 2 3/4 inch single off that header. This is a beautiful exhaust manifold.
You know what you said, Tony.
It was just so dumb. It was like, how could you possibly present facts? You've slighted him. Oh man.
Because if you were on the forum, that's what people were saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Why don't you mention him?
Oh, that's right. That's right. I
We
remember
talked
that.
about the Slant 6.
I remember that.
Yeah. It's like no matter what you do, you can't do anything right. Somebody always has something that you left out or you should have said. Or
come over here so they can see you.
No,
You're
not
just this
really.
mystery figure. She doesn't
I'm
want to
good.
be on. She doesn't want to be on camera.
Uncle Moose mentioned the laundry room incident. I remember something about that.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that got a dirty laugh from Kathy, didn't it?
From the podcast. From the podcast. That was just way too funny.
Did I
Yeah.
ever tell you about that, Kiwi?
What's that, bud?
Did you ever hear that story?
You have to tell it again. I think you shut it down. I think like you didn't want to tell it that particular night.
The one flaming sock. Yeah, that's funny as hell.
I give you just the quick version of it. We ran the fuel altered, right? So the next day, it was cold. It was like, in the 30s. And the next day, I dropped the pan and I wanted to clean out the oil pan, right? So, I still use the gasoline squirt bottles, right? So I filled this thing with gasoline. I dropped the pan, and the way that pan is, there was a lot of passages. Are you familiar with what a funny car pan looks like?
No, not really. No.
Well, it's shallow and it has a lot of baffles and areas where there's just oil will gather. So you can't just drain the oil out. You got to really take the pan down and tip it over and everything. So it was cold. So I said, I'm going to do this in the laundry room. So I had the garage was next door to the laundry room. So I took the pan and my squirt bottle of gasoline, and I had a slop sink in the laundry room. So I go in there and I turn on the hot water, right, in the slop sink. And I start squirting gasoline into the oil pan. And there's still like a quart of nitrated oil in the pan.
Nitrated oil.
And I'm just spraying gasoline in there, and I got the brush and I got the hot water running, and I tip it over and I pour it into the slop sink, and the hot water hits it and makes steam, right? And I remember how good it smelled. The combination of like gasoline, nitromethane, oil, and steam was just like, oh, that's so sweet. And as I'm smelling this, the pilot light on the water heater, the gas water heater, goes off, right? And the room explodes.
It exploded as I was coming up the stairs.
She was out shopping, right?
The door was open because the kids ran in the house first. I went grocery shopping. So the kids ran in the house, left the door open for me, and they ran up the stairs. So the
Poor
door
Kathy.
opened, and I had 2 armfuls of groceries. And I'm walking
Poor
up
Kathy. Yeah, like,
fireball comes out the front door. And I'm like, oh my God. And I dropped the groceries and I ran like the fire alarm. And I'm like, the kids are in the house. And I ran back to the house and I got the kids.
So now it's important to know. Now she pulled the fire alarm, which was a bad thing to do.
Of course it was bad. A fireball came out the front door. Don't pull the fire alarm.
At the time, I had like issues with New York. Okay, let's just say I had issues with New York. All right, and I had to maintain a pretty low profile. And in my garage, which was an illegal shop in a neighborhood, I had all of these illegal things. I had like a drum of nitro. You shouldn't have a drum of nitro in a garage in the middle of New York City. I had my acetylene torches, which in New York you need to have a permit for. I had all of these different
stuff and threw it over the fence.
Yeah, I had many illegal things in the garage, and my own issues with the system. So while this explosion is happening, she's running down the street and pulling the fire alarm. In the meantime, I get blown through the wooden door. We had a wooden slat door, right? In the laundry room, and the stairs that went up to the front door. So I got blown through the door, right, halfway up the stairs.
You have to picture there's a front door and there's stairs that go down, and at the end of those is the laundry room, and then there's stairs that go up into the living
Yeah, so in other words,
room.
like you walk in the front door of the house, and one set of stairs goes down to the laundry room, and the garage is to the side, and then the other side of the stairs went up to the living room. So, make a long story short,
I get in the house and I see the kids looking at me over the railing.
so,
Jesus Christ! Like,
so I'm a little,
I see you laying on the steps.
yeah, I'm a little stunned, and I'm a little.
It was already.
Yeah, I'm a little rusty.
Your hair was gone.
Oh, my hair's gone.
oh fuck, dude! Yeah.
It's like first and second degree burns everywhere, right?
I love it. Just Kathy doing normal things, and then you you doing your version of normal, and then the chaos between the two. Like, that's
Like a
incredible.
mad scientist in the garage.
Just laundry, her children. Be all normal things, and then this maniac doing stuff. It's fantastic.
I gotta tell you about when I used to mow my lawn out there. But that's besides the point. So I'm like, I got my senses together real quick, and I says, okay, the house is on fire. I run into the garage, and I'm like, okay, I gotta get the race car out of here, right? So I'm going to put the race car out. Now, in my mind, the house is on fire because that's the last thing I saw was this huge fireball, right? I'm all burned up. So it must be on fire, right?
The rest of it must be gone. Yeah, it has to be assumed gone. Yeah.
I'm like, I got to get the race car out of here. And I'm trying to push the car off the
I got
jack
the kids
stands.
out already, so
Right.
don't worry about that.
So now she's out front, and I don't know if she pulled the fire alarm yet, right? So she's like, "What happened? What happened?" I says, "I don't know. I was cleaning parts and the shit blew up." So she says, "I pulled the fire alarm." I says, "You what?" She says, "I pulled the fire alarm." I says, "Oh my God!" Right?
The city's coming. Oh shit!
My neighbor's house, they have like a privacy fence, and I start grabbing things. I have like jugs of nitro, and I'm throwing it over the fence. I take my accidentally porch, the whole setup, I throw it over the fence. I'm going through the garage to find anything that's incriminating, throwing it over my neighbor's fence. In the meantime, I'm saying to myself, my house is still on fire, right? And then I look at the house and I'm expecting to see flames coming out of the windows and stuff like that. And I'm looking, it's like, boy, it looks pretty normal.
Surprisingly sturdy. Yeah, no, it survived. Yeah. Oh my God.
Seems like normal's a relative thing in that house.
So true. I'm picturing that scene from Goodfellas. You know what? Everyone on the stream knows what I'm talking about. When like the cops are coming in, he's trying to just hide everything immediately. Like that's all I'm getting. That's hilarious.
It's a way of life.
Oh man!
Now the fire department pulls up, right? And they're pulling the ladder, they're pulling the hoses out, and they're all like getting into their battle positions and stuff like that. And I'm in the driveway, and I'm like, no, it's all good, right?
Go away.
We're fine. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, everything's
I'm thinking, do I hide in the house? I gotta hide, right? So I'm thinking to myself, I'm just gonna run into the flames, and I open the door, and there's nothing. There's no fire. I'm like, what happened? And I
An anticlimax.
Everything is all blown all over, like there's shells on. Everything's all disheveled and everything else. And in the middle of the floor, just in the middle of the floor, all by itself, is one sock.
Smoldering.
And it's on fire.
Probably that one that had been missing for 12 months.
Yeah. The one flaming sock. Yeah. I always remember the story.
It's just like a little tiny flame.
Oh my God. You know, one would say you've been saved for a higher purpose because these near-death experiences, and almost always intentionally your fault. You know what I mean? Which is fantastic. You know what I mean? Like you weren't doing anything to save your own life until it happened. You know what I mean? Which is fantastic. Oh my God. I always love that story.
It was a different time. It was a different time.
It's chaos.
Yeah, that's why I'm content to live a very, very mellow life now. You know what I mean? I don't want any craziness. He's a wild man though. He's ready to let everything rip. He's been holding out until now.
Oh, so Fubar messaged me.
Oh, he did.
He did. He says, "This is what Fubar says."
Okay, message from Fubar.
I'm in the mountains deer hunting. I can't even watch because the lag is so bad.
He's camera shy.
Yeah.
He's watching. He's camera shy.
It's okay.
It's okay.
We miss you, Fubar.
We miss
We
you.
love you, Fubar.
We'll there the next time.
See him next time for sure.
So I when I had the nitro sickness, right? Because I really had a sickness. And she'll tell you, it wasn't a normal thing. It wasn't like I just had a hobby or it was a sickness. And I used to light my barbecue with the stuff. Like there's nitro everywhere. Everywhere you look, I had nitro, right? And oh God, should I tell them about the
Seasoning the chicken with the nitro?
No, sorry, I was thinking the same thing. Like, like, oh yeah, oh you need, oh no, oh you haven't used nitro yet? You haven't used nitro yet? Sure, yeah.
But I had a lawn boy, you know, a push mower.
Up the block. That was the worst story.
Yeah, I used to run that thing on nitro, and my.
Because you do. Because of course you do. That's what you do. You know, that's what you do. Yeah.
Dude, listen to me, right? Listen. It had it would shoot rocks out at you, like it would dig up the ground. If you didn't go fast enough with it, it would actually, the blades were doing this, and it would dig into the ground and fire rocks at you like bullets. So I had like a metal deflector on this thing.
You made green powder.
Yeah, I used to have to. I used to have to wear my gloves when I would run because the handles would vibrate so hard. It was like getting an electric shock. And I would have to run across. I'd have to start it just like a funny car. You hit the squirt bottle into the carburetor, right? Which was I reworked everything. High compression, big carburetor, right? And you give it a squirt, you pull it, it would start, and it would shove down on an edge. I was like, dang, 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 and you hit it, and then you got to run as fast as you can across the lawn. When you get to the other side, you shut it off, and you let it sit.
Good.
It was exactly like running a fuel car. So when I would take out my lawn boy, when it was time for me to loan, I remember the fig tree.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Hey, Mr. Super Chat.
What happened to the poor fig tree?
The 4 fig tree.
Thank you, Thunder. Nick, Mexican second mod. But I have to leave that up to these guys because they're the bosses.
Yeah.
As far as the lives go.
I don't know. I feel like he's kind of power hungry.
No, I like that dude. That dude's all right.
So anyway, she had a fig tree in the backyard she wanted to get rid of. I was like, no problem. So I fired up my Nitro lawn boy, and I leaned it back, rolled it forward, and I turned this thing into powder. Turned it into powder. When my neighbors would see me come out to mow my grass, they would take their kids in. Everybody would take their kids. This sick motherfucker.
Imagine having him as a neighbor.
The option to make him a mod on here.
And the whole block, every car would be covered in a fine green powder when I was done.
Can you imagine?
Just a full-on mad scientist.
Yeah, can you imagine? Like, kids, he's outside again. You know the rules. Yeah, you know the rules. Kid, he's outside again. Yeah.
No, you don't.
Something's gonna explode.
If Tony lived in an HOA.
I lived in the middle of New York City. This was on
He'd be the
Avenue.
subject of every HOA meeting, wouldn't he?
No, when you're telling a story about doing an engine block, like using like signs from like street sign, like metal, whatever the fuck, right? You made some sort of some structure to do the motor, to do the swap.
Oh,
right?
When we were kids, there were no engine hoists available. You couldn't just, there was no Harbor Freight. There was no way to get, these were all professional tools. And as kids, 16, 17-year-old kids, we didn't have anything like that. So we stole 3 street signs, stop signs, and chained them together at the top to make like a TV. And whenever any of us needed to, do an engine job, we'd go rent a come along, and that was how that's how we did it back then.
But it works.
It works.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah, motors got in, right?
There was one time I'm hogging this thing. I didn't want to hog this, but
You're hogging.
I'm gonna stop hogging. I'm gonna stop hogging.
You're hogging. Ask Mexican Spec if he wants to be a mod.
They got to ask. Zero's got seniority. Zero says yes. Mexican Spec, you are now a mod.
Well, I have to
Look at that. Congratulations, Mexican Speak.
on my phone. Let's see. Add as mod.
All right, she's gonna work that out.
Here.
So, welcome to the UTG family, Mexican Spec.
Vilefly wants to know what the 60-foot times on that mower were.
You had to run fast. If you didn't get across the lawn, fast, it wouldn't make it. It would lock itself up. You had to let it sit and cool off, and then you could start it again and run the other way. It took me the whole morning, to mow just this little patch of grass in front of the house.
Okay.
When I mowed lawns as a kid, I got really good at replacing sprinkler heads. I know that much. Look, I had like a kit. I'm like, oh no, I got it. I got a thing. I got the little thing that like, if it's broken, I got the thing that grabs it, pull them out. Like, sucked. I hated that.
So I had a Nitro stories. I had a customer bring me a Corvette. I had to rebuild the engine on a Corvette. I've actually done more small block Chevys than I have Mopars. Whether you believe, whether it's believable or not, but all I worked on in New York City was small block Chevys. So I had a customer bring me it was a 79 Vet. He wanted me to do the motor for him. So I built a 383 for it. So this was like wintertime, and I'm working outside, and I'm rushing to get this thing done because I'm frozen solid, right? So I make all my connections, and I pour the oil in, and I'm about 6 quarts of oil in this thing, and I'm gonna go start it, and I step around the car to reach in and turn the key, and I realize I'm standing in oil, right? And I forgot to put the drain plug in. right? So I just poured 6 quarts of oil. Now my driveway was slanted, so you got a picture of this now, right?
You not hear Tony? He's saying turn up your mic.
Turn up my mic.
Fun, I can hear him.
You can hear him?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my house, so my block was sloped down, and my house was at the highest point of the block.
So a cascade of oil. Yeah, great.
Yeah. And so my driveway went down, and then it went
when
this way.
blew up the block?
Yeah, when it almost blew up the block. So
That was scary.
now I had neighbors. I was running a shop at us, and it was before I became really friendly with the director of the Department of Motor Vehicles, so I still had to watch my ass a little bit. So, I could get turned in at any time, but my neighbors were generally cool. I had one that was like 4 or 5 doors down that was a real pain in the ass, right? So, just calling me for anything. So, I realize now I just sent 6 quarts of oil down the driveway into the street, right? I got to cut that, right? So I had a 5-gallon container of shop gas. So I poured that onto it. And it cuts it a little bit, but now it's all running down the street. Now we've got 6 quarts and then 5 gallons of gas, and it's falling down the street. I'm like, oh, geez, what else can I throw on there? I'll throw some bleach.
Pilot light didn't come into play.
Was that?
Let's hope the pilot light doesn't come into play on this story.
No. So I got the hose on it now. Okay, I got the hose, the gas, the oil, everything's running down the street, and it's just becoming like a oily mess. I got to cut this now, right? So I threw some bleach down, okay, and that didn't do it. And my last resort, the last liquid I had was some nitro, and it was old nitro. It kind of looked like egg drop soup, right? You couldn't really use it in the car because it had this stuff growing in it. So that's why I would like my barbecue with and whatnot. So I dumped 5 gallons of nitro on top of this. Now the problem with that is that I had thrown a gallon of bleach into it. So when you mix bleach with nitro, you get a shock-sensitive explosive. It turns the nitro blue. There's a dye in nitro that turns blue when it becomes explosive. So I pour the nitro down, and I'm watching as it goes down the street, and it's turning blue. So now I've got this river of blue going down my street right in front of the pain in the ass. All somebody had to do was just like really slam their car door.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, like, yeah.
Oh
my God.
Don't move. I'm like, what do you mean don't move? He's like, I made it explosive. Don't move. I'm like, what did you do? He's like, it's blue.
Good grief.
He's like, I gotta get rid of you. Don't do anything.
Kathy must have PTSD after this.
PTSD, post-traumatic Tony stress disorder.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
She's been through so much; it's not funny. I mean, honestly, she's seen some insane things.
I can go through car crashes and just be like, okay.
It's true. That's true. Nothing phases her.
Nothing.
There's nitro in the trees.
Hey, Kiwi.
Yeah.
Kiwi, I had a question for you.
Sure.
It's like about in New Zealand, I don't know if they still do this, but it was a 7-day car show called Americana. And I saw like a docu on it a long time ago, and it was like fascinating. Like the amount of cars and the people, plus the patriotism for our flag in these little towns was always really cool. Like, do they still do that show? Is that still a thing there?
I think that
Americana.
Yeah, I think that happens in the South Island.
Yeah.
And then the North Island, they have one called the Beach Hop, which is like a 5-day event. It's amazing how many American cars are over there.
It was cool. Tell you what, you see like these little towns. They're like waiting for this, basically like our cruise, like those cruises we do here, right? Whatever that's called. You know what I mean? But yeah, but you see these little towns, and it looks like America. You know what I mean? Like Main Street, USA. They're wider streets over there, but it's just covered in American flags. But I thought it was super cool. You to see it. You know what I mean? Like those cars
really
there. Yeah,
really
super neat. Like.
Yeah, it's an event. It really is an event. They as you say, they decorate up. They it's real strong American flavor to the whole thing.
Yeah, it's cool. It's one of those like cool. I used to help produce car shows, and like one thing about car shows is always cool, especially even the bigger ones. Like they stop for the the national anthem, and just the basic vibe is so nice. And I'm like, why would anyone have a problem with old cars? That never works with me. Like. What's your problem with old cars? They're just hanging out. Everyone's having a good time. Never seen fist fights at a car show. You know what I mean? Like the normal level ones, right? But I just always had that thing about that show there was always so cool. Like Americana, I think I remember that's the one I remember being shown.
Yeah, I know the name. I've heard the name before. I haven't been to it, but that was, as I recall, in the South Islands, 2 main islands.
That's neat.
South and north. But
now-
yeah,
now
it's a big deal. Hot rodding is really, really strong in New Zealand.
Now the Kiwi is a big American YouTuber. Whenever he goes back, they have a parade for him.
That's fantastic.
It's really
that
cool.
hasn't happened yet, but
They roast a pig, everything. It's great.
That's great.
I do have
Tony
quite a
kinda-
few Kiwi followers, which is kind of
Yeah. No, we get more every time in the live stream too.
yeah. That's nice. You know,
He can't go to the supermarket anymore.
That's that's the price though. That's what you pay. That's the price you pay. You know what I mean? Like you remember that you asked for this fame. You know what I mean? Like you wanted this. You wanted this. You know.
yeah.
You turn that camera on, sir. You turn it on. You said, "This is my life. Come see it." You know, like
Yeah. Yeah,
I embarrass
well
myself
famous in
weekly.
Tennessee.
yeah. Like come look at me. I'm interesting. Watch this. You know what I mean? Like
As long as it stays at, hey, look at this, not hey, look at me. You know what I mean? There's a fine line sometimes.
Yeah. Big comment.
yeah.
It's not too far. Look at this. Look at me.
Yes, it's a fine line. You gotta walk the line.
Right.
Fine
Yeah.
line. Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Mm.
I start to beat myself up about it. I'll be watching my YouTube shorts like, man, you are an idiot. But,
They're great though. Some of them are so funny. I fucking get mad at you. You know what I mean? Like, damn it.
but then I watch the short feed and it's like a scene from some whatever movie, and it's narrated by AI, and it's like, this man is walking. He is putting one foot in front of the other. That is called walking. He walks up to the woman, and it's like, okay, maybe I'm not so bad off.
You can always tell because it says like they were looking up at the theological majestic sky. You're like, what? Ain't no one talk to that dude. You know what I mean? Like, you got part of that, but then like, nah, it gets weird. It always gets super weird.
We should do an
I don't even know.
Oh, Tony, just once, just once, because it would be. Sometimes it tells you. You hear the sentences. You're like, okay, this is good. This is good, right? And you're like, okay, you could hear it. Something in there's dead. You know what I mean? Something in there's lifeless. There's some lifelessness right in there. Like.
The YouTube Shorts feed is a strange place, and it'll allow you to block channels, but I wish it would allow you to block sounds and trends. If you could just block a trend entirely, that would be great. You know what I mean? That would be a lot more helpful than the channel thing.
I police my YouTube a lot. I police it a lot.
I can't get behind the shorts thing. I just don't get it. Like I sit down, I want to watch a solid video. The shorts don't really do it for me.
Yeah, I mean, I accept that most people are probably watching my videos on the toilet. But that's the niche I fill, I guess, in the toilet. So what are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, it's a big demographic.
The toilet demographic? Yeah.
If you're going for the toilet dwellers, you got some big numbers.
Why do my numbers always spike during the lunch hour?
Yeah.
Right after.
What?
To do videos for toilet dwellers.
Well, that's really what shorts are.
Damn
Right?
it. Why didn't I put two and two together until just now? We
So
could have
YouTube's competing with TikTok.
made a fortune for sure.
Yeah, they're trying to do that thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Beer Rose says Ari tossing a moon pie on the dash is better than a million cat videos. What's that about?
That is funny. No, that's always funny
What was that?
because it's the timing. It's funny as hell because the timing's so fast. They're like drops one, picks it up, drops it.
We live near the Moon Pie
Was
capital.
that a short you did, Ari?
Yeah, I keep a moon pie on my dash. There's a horseshoe and a moon pie inside of the horseshoe. It's for luck, not eating. And after a while, the sun and the elements kind of make, the moon pie will lose its magic. So I got to replace it.
Well, we live 20 miles from the Moon Pie.
Get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in
See?
moon pie country.
Ari, it's destiny.
Home of the Moon Pie, and every
NRC.
RC Cola once a year they have a Moon Pie festival,
Yep.
and it's huge.
See, Ari, it's destiny. Destiny.
Destiny.
Yeah, you guys got freedom over there and stuff.
Tony, Tony, we'll have to get some moon pies and autograph them. Send them to Ari.
We could do that.
Oh, I'll frame them.
Yeah.
I'll get a little shadow box.
We have them come down for the Moon Park Festival.
Well, yeah, better
Oh
yet.
man,
Yeah.
that would be great to get down there for sure. This place, it's slowly becoming one of those sci-fi movies, like
Yeah.
THX 1138 or something.
Gattaca. Yeah, Gattaca.
Pretty soon we're not going to be
Yeah,
allowed.
Gattaca. Yeah. Gattaca.
I'm going to be in some like plastic prison, like X-Men, with my truck.
The world is getting weird.
Getting?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go and have a
Well,
look at
it's
your
really
channel,
getting
you
weird
guys.
now.
I didn't realize Zero and Ari had their own channels, so I have to go and have a look for them.
You can always tell someone's weird when they're in their Tesla with a mask on. They're like,
Well, you.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's always it. Like, oh, there, you're the one.
So
You're one of
how many-
those.
like,
you know?
How many things are you scared of happening right now? And what do you think is going to happen? In what order?
Ooh,
Who are you asking? Tony?
what? I don't even know what he's.
Wait,
Sorry, what was that, Ari?
Oh, Bill McKayska. Thank you, sir. Toilet rollers are okay, but no piss stains.
No, I was saying, when you see someone wearing a mask inside the electric car, I'm wondering, like, what do you fear, and in which order are your fears? Because there's a lot going on there. Like, what do you expect to happen first?
Related to that, right? Related to that. So back right after the lockdowns, right? So Tennessee wasn't locked down for very long, right? But even after the lockdowns, everybody's walking around with masks. Everybody's 6 feet apart.
Not
This
everybody.
whole thing is going, well, I mean, you go to any
Sure, some.
supermarket, right? And the supermarkets have arrows that you can only walk this
The
direction.
lady ran away from me.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy, right?
People run away from you.
So during the height of all of this insanity, they had the Rat Rod Rumble happen in Lebanon. Okay, so it's a big event that they have once a year. Actually, I think now they have two, and it brings people from all over the region.
That's a cool show.
Have you been to it? No, you haven't.
No, I've heard of it.
Well, it's 20 miles up the road. So there's all of this insanity going on, and the first sign of like regularness, like the tracks aren't open yet or anything like that, but the first sign of regularness is the Rat Rod Rumble. So I says, we got to go to the Rat Rod Rumble. So we jump in the car and we head out there, and I look around, and the place it's mobbed. There's people everywhere, and there isn't a mask to be found. There's no masks. There's no social distancing. There's no nothing, right? And I told Kathy, I said, see, these are our people.
Yeah.
These are our people. They're immune to the insanity.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, out here it was weird it's still pretty weird. I see people at work that are like gloved and masked up. And like I said, I don't know what they're scared of. I know I'm a filthy person, so I guess maybe around me it's understandable, but in general it seems kind of excessive.
We get a couple of random maskers around here, and I can see if somebody has got like a
Older people, I can understand.
yeah, I can see older people who feel insecure about their health. Maybe they have bad health. Maybe they have respiratory issues. I don't even know. And you still see some of them wearing masks every now and then. And like, okay, you know what? You got to pass because you're obviously not well. You know what I mean? You're not. Yeah. You know what I mean? You look sickly, right?
Well, they started talking about like saliva and spit and everything else, and it's like, I'm half Iranian, so it's like. If I speak Farsi, I'm spitting at you. I'm sorry. So it's like, should I have been wearing a mask my whole life?
Yeah.
It's like I already spat on you.
When it got super bad, I remember those face masks. The best part about like the mask, like the shield, it looks like a plastic shield.
Oh yeah.
No,
Your answer is non-secular.
Yeah, but it's not for real. It's not for real, like something flying at you at a shop. But it said face mask. Like face shield on the rim of it. I'm like, it says face shield. You're wearing it. And I'm like, why does it have to say face shield? You know what I mean? Like, just like it's because where it's from. It's cheap. 99 cents or something. I'm like, what are you doing with that? Like, come on. You're breathing your own air for one.
And in the same breath, maybe the face shield isn't a bad thing because you never know when you're going to get struck by a drone.
Also,
I always worry about a drone to the nose.
You should, you already got hit and it was terrible. Just so you know, he's made it funny, but it was terrible. Yeah, I was actually mad. I was pretty mad. I was pretty mad when it happened.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've gone most of my adult life working around like equipment, different rotating assemblies, flames, whatever it may be. I was a bouncer for years. My face was fine. A drone, a toy gets flown into my face. Why?
Yeah. It cut him bad too. It sucked.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, bad.
Very stupid.
Tavo's got a good theory. Tavo said he sees people in a car alone wearing a mask. I just figure it's to stop them licking the windows. You might be onto something there, Tavo.
Oh, man.
We're eating the lead.
Davo's a great addition to the group. We not only do we find a Hemi
I like
6
that
person,
dude,
but we got a true badass in Tavo. I'm glad he's here.
Yeah. Even just as the acronym's name, the acronym is Tight Ass Valiant Owner. Well, I mean,
Was that what it means? I didn't know that. That's great.
Yeah,
that's even better.
Name to give yourself, like that. You're not taking yourself too seriously at that point.
Oh yeah, well that's one of my biggest fears. If I started taking myself seriously, I'd probably end up being a dictator or something.
Well, I told her, I spent the day volunteering at the dog show today.
Yeah, tell them about
Yes.
I did it yesterday.
Yeah, because I want to. It's the only place I can go where I'm not surrounded by car people, and nobody knows that I do this stuff. So it's like I just blend in. No, he asked me car questions. we talked about dogs. So I volunteered at this dog thing today, and it was funny too because it was a German Shepherd. It was a Saint Bernard. Okay, and this thing was just slobbering and leaving liquids everywhere it went. So I would have to go out as soon as the dog got finished doing its thing. I would have to go out with the disinfectant and paper towels and wipe up the floor after him. Keeps me humble, but I kept thinking about all of the track crews that had to clean up after me over the years.
Yeah. See, mop guy. Back to mop guy. Yeah, see? Mop guy. Yeah.
He was just doing his thing there, and
It's true. Yeah.
But
Saint Bernards.
I think it's great you guys got the Winnie, the border collie. She's beautiful, and I mean, it seems like it's been a lot of fun for you guys too. So that's pretty.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
She's awesome.
I know you guys still are interested in trading the border collie for my cat.
Doug's maintenance shop.
Okay.
Does anybody remember Uncle Rob on YouTube?
Yes.
Doug, I robbed Uncle Rob. I stole Uncle Rob. I had been watching his videos. That's where the Uncle Tony name came from. It was like Uncle Rob. Okay, Uncle Tony, that works. Okay. But wait, there's more.
Because you didn't want to use your real name.
I didn't want to use my real name because then it becomes up like as a magazine guy. I don't want to be the magazine guy. I don't want to be like that. I just want to be the new. Like I want it to be a new invention. You know what I'm saying? I want to leave my old stuff behind. So I didn't want to use my last name. So I says, okay, Uncle Tony, that'll work. And then I fill it with gasoline. So I couldn't get 2 sentences out of my head. It was horrible.
Make a video.
I couldn't make a video, right?
So you watched Uncle Rob.
I watched Uncle Rob. And
what he used to do.
And what he would do is he would do a sentence.
A scene, yeah.
Right? He would spit out a sentence and then another sentence and then another sentence.
At a different angle every time.
Yeah, and then fill it with gasoline. So that's what I did. I copied Uncle Rob. So our first was that?
We both did.
Yeah, we both did. So our first, let's say 30 or 40 videos, I was channeling Uncle Rob.
Yeah. Because you couldn't talk.
I couldn't talk. So yes.
It's kind of like that's like the old bluesmen, you know what I mean?
What was that?
That's kind of like the old bluesmen. They would do the same thing. I think Sonny Boy Williamson stole his name from somebody too. So it's a pretty classic American thing to do.
There's nothing original, man. Anything you could think of, somebody's already done and been there and the whole 10 yards. Okay.
So thanks, Uncle Rob. Now we're here 5 years later. See?
That's right. We all owe this to Uncle Rob.
Thanks, Uncle Rob. Can someone put his? Is his link still up? Is this channel still open?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
Yeah, at least sub to him.
Oh, Uncle Rob? He hasn't made videos in 2 years. He got demonetized.
Manx Man from Manx is saying, I can't tell if Uncle Tony is being serious. Always.
Serious like a
He's
train.
always serious.
1,000% serious. Ask Kathy. She's sitting right here. God bless.
Same as Sam and cat daycare. I have no idea. I didn't mean to click on that.
I have no idea.
I don't know what that means.
You know,
I've
what
been
started
trying
out
to give
life
my
was the
cat
dog
away
racing.
on YouTube for months.
What happened?
The Tony coming back from the dog races, that was freaking awesome. That was so funny. The time slips and everything. I was like, oh my god, this is perfect.
I got him right here.
Yeah, it was great. No, that was so funny. Like,
What?
When he's first time slip.
yeah, he's got time slips.
The dog.
Yes.
Oh god! Only Uncle Tony could do that.
No, every dog that ran got these.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little extra because you got the time slips. And
Yeah, it was great. No, that was so funny. I was laughing the whole time. Like, that's awesome. Well, they have no idea who's here right now. You know what I mean? Like, that's great. Because your racer mind took over. You know that.
I'm kind of sitting back and listening a bit tonight. I'm cruising. It's quite entertaining. Like I feel like I'm watching the show rather than being part of it.
We're all doing it for you, bro.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
This is why we got you on camera. We can see your reaction.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, you guys do that tech talk, and I mean, you guys handle it really well. You guys are fairly inundated with questions the entire time, and you guys handle it really well. So it's probably nice just to be able to kind of zone in, zone out.
Yeah, it's a little different.
I love
you two just changed places, the Ari and
they swapped us.
Changed
I
places.
want to keep things interesting, man. Keep us guessing who's going to be in what position. But no, I really enjoy doing the Wednesday night show with you.
Oh yeah, they're great. I mean, that's like I said, sitting and listening to you guys. It's one of my favorite things to do. Lately, I've been getting back from work right in the middle of your guys' tech stream. So like I'll get back here, grab something to eat, and kind of catch the last 30 minutes of it or something. But which is a little bit of a bummer. But just the same, I try to tune in as much as I can.
It flies. We start it, and it's like before I know it, I'm looking at the timer, and it's like a minute, an hour and 53 minutes. Like, where the hell did the time go?
Yeah, it goes fast, man. It goes fast.
I don't know. It's always
what I'm checking. I'm reading the comments off at the side.
It's always provided a space for us, which is cool. It's what it's always been. Some guys get uptight on there when they're new on there. You're like, dude, we do what we want. Ask your question, be polite about it, but like we just do what we want, and we all get along with each other.
Yeah.
Like everybody on here, we like all talk to each other. Like we have just the car conversations, just relatively either make each other laugh or something, and it's fun. Always been funny, Yeah.
The dogs are trying to kill each other.
I didn't hear anything. I got a dog fight going on.
Yeah, it's full on Michael Vick over there.
Are we taking bets or like what's going on?
Well, I broke up a bad one between Maggie and Lily before. I had to stick a gate between them.
Stop. No.
Sometimes they just get their, their doggy girls. They're all girls, but you know what I'm saying. They get their things. Their ovaries twisted, and
That's it. Quit it.
That's why you guys have the barking Bjork collar, right?
Yeah, I've got one of those. But
as soon as the dog misbehaves, the collar starts playing Bjork.
You need the SPCA app for that.
That would drive me out of the house. No, it vibrates, but I don't put it on. Like I put it on Lily, but Lily's like traumatized by it. So now every time she hears even a beep, she's like, so I stop.
I never heard of this thing.
See, if the cat acts up, I got the solution right here. I just hit him with the spray bottle real fast.
I got one of those. But sometimes, like I couldn't break up the pipe with the spray bottle before, so
but that's the one Kathy uses on you, Tony.
Yeah, the spray bottle. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Heel, Tony, heel.
I could do several tricks.
I bet you can.
Dr. Art is in the house. What's happening, Dr. Art?
Oh, yeah, Dr. Art.
He does a Monday night show, by the way. He goes on. Art, what time do you go on? Well, he'll pop in there. But yeah, Art does a Monday night show. We should all.
I need to tune into that. I'm sure it's good.
We need to dive in there.
There's a couple guys I know. Cousin Mike, Landon Custom Classics. He does a grr Mondays live that I really like, and Ken from Tall Garage has been doing one as well, where he does like a troll review sometimes, and that's pretty hilarious.
Isn't that the guy that was putting the LS heads on a Ford inline six?
Yeah, that's him, Ken.
Okay, I remember that thing. How did he make out with that?
I think he's still doing it. I know he got the head together. He was fabricating a valve cover last I watched, but I'm sure he's gotten a little further than that. But it was looking good.
That is so 1975 comp eliminator. I absolutely love stuff like that.
So how was he doing
Working with what
that?
you got, right?
Like 3-cylinder heads, or like 2 3-cylinder heads, or what was he doing?
I don't know. I imagine you would have to cut it into 3 sections.
That's cool though.
You need 2 heads to make, like, I guess. I don't even know.
Yeah, I think it is 2 heads and it's the two valve covers. It's quite the beast, but it's coming together. I really liked your recent video on valve geometry and everything. That was pretty dang cool, and rockers and everything else. It was a little bit for me to take in, but just the same, I was appreciating it.
I don't understand why anybody would go through all of that trouble. It doesn't make any sense, especially since the LS rockers are known for coming apart. The needle bearings in there, they go to the trunnion.
Yeah,
they come apart. So I don't know why anybody would go for like a foolproof, even if you use like a 273 rocker. You know what I mean? Which is okay. Now there's zero play on this thing. It's just bushed to the shaft, so there's no movement. There's no nothing. If you want to get away from the stamped ones, why not just use the 273 rockers? But I don't know.
I think it's just LS obsession. A lot of people are just think it's the greatest thing ever made, and it's like they don't take the time to actually look at what they're replacing or what was there before. Like again, that's what's always kind of attracted me to the channel, is the fact that you make sure to work with existing systems before you replace them.
Yeah.
And when you do replace them, you've got a reason to do so. You know what I mean? A verified reason. It's not just like, well,
I think I try to stay with stock parts to a fault. Like I push things really further than I should, further than I know better. You know what I mean? Like I should know these things are not going to work, but I have to go ahead and do them anyway, because I envision myself as being the guy who's doing this for the first time. And it's like, well, what can we get away with? I kind of know what we can get away with, but I'm going to try it anyway, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, that's really helpful, especially for people who are genuinely working on a budget. Guys like at Zero and I, it's like if we're messing around, if we mess around too much, we might not get to work the next day. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's good to know.
Yeah, that's for real. Yeah, there's no BS there. Like, yeah, like it's got to make it to work tomorrow.
Dr. Art will be on 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So yeah, we'll drop it on him. Also, do you guys know? Have you ever seen Dead Dodge Garage?
Yeah.
The guy Jamie.
That's neat, man. That's neat.
I don't know if I've ever really tuned in.
Yeah, that channel's awesome.
Yeah, he's fantastic, and he's doing a live right now. He does a live.
Oh yeah, I remember.
How'd you move Zero over to that side?
That just happened. It just
It did that to us. No, it did it. Yeah.
It just did it all by itself.
Okay. I left the room for 1 minute. It's in a different place.
So, but yeah,
Am I less aesthetic on this side?
He does the live opposite. Usually, we finish this, I'll go inside on the TV and I'll throw him on and watch.
Oh, cool.
Actually, tonight, since I got the camera here, I think I'm going to die. I'll just.
He might not want you there.
He'll want me there. He likes me. It's like he's like the only YouTuber that ever says nice things about me.
My phone's about to die, so I'm gonna tap out.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna plug back in and be on the stream on the normal stream.
Okay.
But I'm not going anywhere. I'll just be the normal way.
Good to see
So
you.
because I can plug in and still moderate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
I love you guys. For real, you guys have been the greatest. It's been so
Zero,
fun.
make sure to time out Dakota for me.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kiwi. Thank you guys. It's been great. Yeah. And I'll shake your head in person one day, boss. Trust me.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, well, I might be, if this Plymouth deal comes together, I might be.
Yeah, let us know, man. Let us know.
Maybe we'll try and catch up or something.
But wait, are you coming back or are you signing
Yeah,
out?
I'm coming back. I just got to plug. I can't, my cord won't reach where I'm sitting, so I have to go this way.
Go do that. Go do that.
I'll be right back. Yeah, no worries. All right, be right back. Bye.
Okay, what was that question?
Hang on. I'm getting
Yes.
to it.
I'd-
Yes.
Thank you for the super chat. IB Thunder. Tony or Kiwi, are you old enough to remember Chevron white pump? As I recall, was 106 octane leaded. Chevron white pump.
I probably am old enough, but I was living in New Zealand back when that would have been a thing. I mean, I'm familiar with Chevron.
They were burning whale oil in New Zealand during that period of time.
Coal and kerosene.
No, whale oil. They didn't get into kerosene until like the 80s. Jeez. I don't. It kind of rings a bell, but no, it was before the hot gasoline one. Like that, I remember was the Sunoco. The oh God, what was it? I don't. It was like a 94 octane, which would be like 103 rated the old way. That's as far back as I really remember. Like the go-to gasoline was this Sunoco. Was it 260? I don't know. It was the good gas.
I'm timing Dakota out. What
Timing
the hell is he doing?
Somebody's got to time Dakota out.
He's gone wild. He's out of control.
He was out of control. Okay.
I made sure to make Dakota a moderator on my channel.
Did you?
I thought it was just kind of, like maybe if I put him in this position, he won't feel obligated to talk about orange drinks in excess.
Oh wait, I banned him. Hang on. How did
Oh,
I
don't ban him.
Perfect. I wasn't saying he's banned.
Oh, Dakota, we
He's
didn't.
been exiled.
You're not banned, bro. You're not banned.
I just put him out. I don't know. I didn't ban him. I hit timeout. We'll figure it out. Let's see if he comes back.
He's got like 7 accounts. He'll come back.
Right, yeah, he'll come back as somebody else.
Oh man.
I that shut him in, yeah, right.
Yeah, see, this has been a lot of fun on a Sunday night for a while. So I always appreciate you guys going live and everything else. And
How's everyone?
I'll do of course I've been trying to stay with After the Tony.
Unsubscribe.
I haven't seen you posting.
I didn't ban anybody.
I haven't seen you posting about that. Do you still do it?
Yeah, I try to make sure to do it after every one of your shows. If I miss your guys' live stream, sometimes I'll try to switch the title because I feel like I didn't partake in the Tony, so I shouldn't run the After the Tony. But I try to every Sunday night just because, like I said, everybody in the chat, we've been speaking for a long time, and it's really cool to get together and just yap. I rarely have subject matter at all. I'll just read from the chat, and we'll kind of, I put the subject matter as classic cars, Americana, and general nonsense because a lot of things come up, and it's just a good conversation mostly. So.
We've shaken most of the weirdness out of the group over the last couple of years.
We
there's
tried.
very few trolls anymore. There's very, you know what I mean? It's like we've kind of refined it down to where we have a really good regular crowd. And we don't promote these because we don't want a whole bunch of people diving in. Like we try to keep this tight community, so every Sunday night, like a bunch of people, bunch of friends getting together, and you know what I'm saying? It's like a club, not just a.
Yeah, definitely. And then when we do get new folks in the crowd, they seem to fit well. They're genuine people, similar interests and everything else. So that's always great.
Well, they come in like a handful at a time, so they get filtered in. But when you do a live and you make it, let's say you promote it, let's say a week in advance, and let's say 20,000 people see it as opposed to what we do. You know what I mean? Then it's a whole different ball game. Then you get a bunch of strangers pile in, and you lose that club feel that we have. You know what I'm saying? Where everybody kind of knows everybody.
Yeah.
You got to do like you did in the coffee shops, play the monkeys and see if they, just kind of weed them out.
Dude, it worked every single time. Bear Rose, thank you for the super chat, brother.
Just trying to see a spot to jump in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bear Rose wants to know what I think about.
Are you saying I talk too much, Kiwi?
No, not at all. No, I'm a little slow tonight. It's been a long, hard weekend. Thanksgiving with the cousins.
You're hungover, aren't you?
A little bit, yeah. It's
the DTs.
I'm a little slow tonight, yeah. So that razor sharp wit's kind of been a bit dulled by the amounts of bourbon consumed.
So what about this here?
But yeah, back to Bear Rose. Man, what do I think about the crazy Americans, North and South? Well, yeah, the North and South doesn't make a difference. You see some crazy stuff. The beauty the wonderful thing you have here in the States is that there's nobody legislating you. There's no one saying you can't put that motor in that car because it's not safe. Like if you can dream it up, you can build it. And I do wonder. I mean, sometimes that's can have an unhappy ending, depending who's doing it. But for the most part, like New Zealand and Australia is so regulated on that stuff. And it's nice just to be able to, you know, like as a car builder, you know, if you can dream it up, you can do it.
Well, look at all the great videos you and I have gotten out of things that shouldn't be done.
Well, yes, yeah, you do. I mean, that's the flip side of being, you know, not having the legislation is that there's some ugly stuff gets done. But there's also a lot of innovation too. Like some of the crazy stuff people do. Is,
putting LS rockers on a Mopar.
What's that?
Like putting LS rockers on a 318 Mopar.
Well, yeah, exactly. And the LS heads on a straight 6 when you can go and buy a Barra Ford for, you know that's already done with 4 valves.
The LS head on a straight 6 is pretty cool. Because that's really that's like you can't bolt a Barra head on a regular stock inline Ford. It's going to be a whole package.
True. Yes, that's true.
So just to do a simple push rod thing by sectioning up those heads, I think it's pretty cool. That was like so common in like the 70s and the 80s, like in Comp Eliminator, where it was you know cubic inch to weight or cubic inch to weight, the classes, and they came up with all of these crazy bizarre combinations. And that reminds me of that. That's like the glory days of drag racing when people would like cobble stuff like that together. Right.
But it's interesting watching some of the. I've been watching a guy, an English guy, who's rebuilding, some of the damaged exotic European cars, and like the Mercedes and the V8s and supercar stuff like that. And I remember going back to that era, kind of around that Tommy Ivo era, where he reversed the inlets and exhausts on those old nailhead Buicks.
Was that Ivo?
Well, it might have been Tommy. Somebody around them was doing it. They were blowing the inlet in through the exhaust ports, and then exhausts out through the original inlets.
His trivia. Yeah. You know that Ivo is responsible for like one of the classic aesthetics of the dragster of the era.
Really? What's that?
Yeah. So one of the formulas, like, so you know, it's like slingshot dragsters of a certain era from like 1966 through 65, 66 through the end of 71. They all have a certain aesthetic to them. It's hard to explain exactly. Like there's this symmetry, even though they're not symmetrical.
Yeah.
Ivo was the guy who tilted the headers back to match the angle of the front hoop of the roll bar.
Ah, okay.
Just because it looked right.
Does it look better?
Because it looked right. You know, stuff like that doesn't happen anymore. Like that's when drag racing was still hot rodding. You know, like not only does this thing have to go out and win races, but it's got to look good. It's got to. You know what I mean? It's like that's what made it
true. I didn't really think of that, but that's very true.
Yeah, but Ivo was the first. He was the guy who was like, no, header's got to match the angle of the roll bar.
Aesthetics, as you say. Yeah, I seem to remember it was Tommy Ivo or somebody around that era with the Buicks. They were blowing the air in the exhaust ports, and then the exhaust was coming out the original inlets. And now these European V8s that they're doing, these twin turbo V8s that they're doing in the Audis and the BMWs and stuff like that, that's actually what they're doing. The exhaust is of the middle, the turbos are in the V, and the inlet is on the outside where we normally run our headers.
Well, now, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, okay, because I'm dredging way back in the memory banks now, Ack Miller was the first person to do that.
Okay.
They did it with the flathead Ford.
Huh.
And the reason for that was because the exhaust ports run between the cylinders.
Right.
On a flathead, right? So you've only got 3 exhaust ports on a flathead, and each of those ports runs between the cylinders. So it gets hot there. So the idea was you get a oxygen-rich mixture coming in through the injector, and then it gets lightened up by the heat from the combustion chambers as it passes through to not the combustion chambers, the ports between the cylinders before it actually enters the chamber. So you get a lighter mixture. But Ack Miller, I believe, was the first to do that with a flathead, and that was in like 1940 1949, I want to say, or
Wow.
thereabouts.
Wow.
But then that became a common thing. A lot of people did that. It wasn't just Buicks. There was a lot of people who did that.
Yeah, I believe they did it on the Buick ones because the exhaust ports were so bad on them
Yeah.
that they were having trouble getting the gases out of the motor.
The nailhead.
So they reversed the induction exhaust because the supercharger would force the air in through the poor ports that used to be the exhaust ports, and then the gases could get out a bit easier out the inlet ports. At least that was supposedly the theory to it. But I just thought I was surprised to see them, like 50 years on, that's the latest technology.
I feel like that's a lot of things now. It's the same thing as we were talking about with the music earlier. Everything that you see that's kind of semi-innovative or interesting nowadays is almost just an homage to something else.
Right.
Happened around 50, 60 years ago.
Yeah, the high watermark for everything was 1970, 71. Cars, culture, music, everything. 1971. And then it's been a downhill slide ever since. Curmudgeon says...
I lack perspective. I was born in 92, so it's like same year as the riots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every time I get in the truck, it's still 1960. So that's a nice little fresh air.
So Curmudgeon says Carini has always had beautiful cars. Carini actually had a dragster in 1972, I think it was 72 or 73. Everything was gold plated on it. Forget chrome. What do you know chrome? All of the stuff that was normally chrome on a car was gold plated. But Carini, so everybody has their like the thing that they were like the highlight of something that you've done, whatever it is. Like if you were a band, you'll remember the show that you played, or you know what I mean, whatever it happens to be. So for me in drag racing, Chris Carini is who is responsible for like the moment that's like frozen in time where it's like yes, right? We were in Bristol. We were racing Bristol with Lagana's top fuel car, and we had Garlits. So it was an 8-car show, right? And neither us nor Garlits were in. And we were the last pair of cars down the track. So that run, we put Garlits out. So we were 8, and Garlits was first alternate. It was just one of those things. It all just came together. So I'm standing on the starting line, right? And I'm in shock. Because not only because the car made a full pass, because the car never made full passes, and not only did Bobby actually drove it through the lights, because he never drove it through the lights. First mile an hour light, he was already out and the chute was hanging, right? But he drove it out the back door, put Garlits on the trailer, and I'm standing there and I'm in total shock. And an arm comes around me like this, right? And I turn my head and it's Carini. And he goes, "Good job, kid." And he walked away. And that was it. It was the highlight of my drag racing life.
Coke commercial.
That would be very cool.
Good job, kid. Yes, I made it.
Single tear.
Single
Again, we
tear.
can put Carlos on the trailer. Chris Carini told me I did a good job. That's it. I'm done. I can go no further than this.
It's pretty badass.
That really is, yeah. Not many people could talk about an experience like that.
You had to be there. You had to be there. Oh, wow.
What?
You believe we've been on for an hour and 43 minutes already?
No.
Where's Zero? He was supposed to be coming back.
He's
I think he joined the chat. I think.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's in the chat.
Oh, okay. I thought he was
Yeah,
coming back.
because his phone was dying, so he was able to plug in and still kind of join in the chat, but he can't plug in and get his same camera angle.
I gotcha. I thought he was going like to a computer.
No, that would have. I don't know if he has one. He's very anti-technology. He's like,
Yeah. You two have to talk amongst yourselves for a minute because I gotta step away for a moment.
the computer.
Nice shirt, Kiwi.
I think.
Oh, yeah.
His phone.
I'm still reeling about you saying that Australia was the rock covered in kangaroos and that New Zealand was like a raft.
Yeah. It's how no.
I guess Zero doesn't have a computer. He says, "Ha ha ha, a computer."
No offense to any of my New Zealand brothers while watching this, right? But yeah, I picture New Zealand as being like a raft. I don't know why.
You're gonna get Kiwi mad. Shut up.
No, he was there already. We've been joking around about that for like a month now.
Oh man. Yeah, and they were talking about voting in New Zealand, and I was like, you have to have at least 1 foot on the raft to cast a vote.
Oh man! All right, it's gonna start. Talking about New York.
Cat's jumping up here. Cat. Oh man, I almost got him. Does anybody want a cat?
No. No, we're good.
We had a cat. He passed away, and that's it. No more cats.
Oh man,
Covered
I've
in
had this
sheep.
one for like 11 years.
Yeah.
So I'm always trying to pawn him off once. Technically, it's Hubie. I don't know if you guys have seen Hubie's Garage in the chat at all.
Yeah.
Hubie watches the live streams and everything, but he's a local guy, good friend. He helped me out a lot when I was swapping the V8 into this truck. But I've been trying to pawn my cat off on him for a few months now because he already has 4 cats.
Oh. He won't
So the
take
running
it.
joke is that it's just Hubie's cat now.
Joe K says, I like cats that don't act like cats.
Oh, good luck with that.
Buff Del Campo, you have a cat named Powerglide?
Yeah.
That's a cool name for a cat.
He's trying to give away his cat too.
Everybody wants to get rid of the cat now.
Yeah.
Cats are out of
Del
style. Everyone's going to get bored.
Turbo
of
Del Campo.
Oh, I hope not. I hope not. Don't ruin the breed. I will come in and say, don't ruin the breed. I want border collies to be very unpopular. Let's see.
His dog
Oh.
Checkers. You guys talking about Nixon?
Nixon.
No, something about his dog Checkers. Nixon had a dog named Checkers.
Oh dear.
I wonder what
I was
Kiwis.
talking about Carter era antifreeze last night. Just it flows differently.
Carter era antifreeze. Alcoholics used to drink that stuff.
Oh.
I'm not going to mention his name. All right. I'm not going to mention his name. And I wasn't there. This happened before I was a little kid. Well, I was a young guy, so I never actually saw this happen with my own 2 eyes. So, but there's an extremely well-known person from the industry, the aftermarket industry, like a household name, that you have his name on things that you have on your engine.
All
Okay,
right.
that's as far as I could go with that. And he was like a real degenerate alcoholic, and when he would binge, he would drink like antifreeze and aftershave lotion.
Jeez.
He's back.
So it reminds me of what is it? Cape Fear. It says, Grandpappy handled snakes. Granny drank strychnine. Man, that's out there.
Kiwi, you're back.
I'm back.
Kiwi.
Just a brief rest stop there.
You're always talking about merch, Kiwi, and I was thinking that your merch should just be Kiwis. So you sell the fruit, but you just put your own sticker on the fruit. Like a Kiwis class, Kiwis.
You're doing a Tony on me now.
Kiwis cat classics and Kiwis customs and classics. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
Merch straight from the rack.
Yeah, I do need to get on the merch thing. I really do, and it's just lots of things to do, and a lack of time to do them on.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're restoring all those cars, which I mean, you do some really amazing work out of that shop.
Thanks, man.
It's pretty great, and so I can imagine that's a handful in and of itself, and then you throw the YouTube on top of it. I'm in the same boat. Like people have been asking for stickers and T-shirts and stuff, and I'm like, of what? You know what I mean? Like, what, my face? Like, but
people want to support you, man.
I think it's great. You know what I mean? I'm so grateful for anybody who takes the time to watch my videos or give me advice or whatever. And it's astonishing to me too, because the people who subscribe to the channel are just top notch folks. Everyone's there's a lot of mechanics, truckers, machinists. I mean, Buff Del Campo subscribed to the channel. That's success right there.
I mean, there you go.
Success.
I've done lives with
diehard followers too, aren't they? Like they really do seem to like what we do. So
yeah. I mean, the whole channel is just me driving the old truck around down here. I thought, it was kind of interesting. It's like a 60-something-year-old truck, and I drive it through all this California traffic and everything. So people get a kick out of it. They see her still going, and I like it, so they like it too. It's a mutual thing, I guess.
There you go.
Well, I've been trying to do videos lately. I did that one yesterday, I think it was. I've been trying to do videos specifically for people, like to try to take the fear out of driving classic cars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's kind of like what you're doing. You're showing yourself out there. Here, I'm in traffic with this. You know what I mean? And
yeah, you don't need to go crazy with it. You can do it.
Right. So I've made it a point to try to come up with content for people who aren't like over the top. They're not like the mechanics, right? They're tinkerers. Yeah. They're trying to get their feet wet. They're not really sure what to do. And I've been trying to do videos to like kind of guide them. You know what I mean? Like here, this is the least overwhelming way you can get involved in this stuff.
Yeah, and they're great videos too. I was just watching that butterfly effect video, but I was eating dinner before I got here. And I mean, I feel like you make a really great point on the brakes. You know what I mean? It's just something that everybody wants to upgrade first thing, and they don't really think about what they're doing.
Well, I mean,
I've been running drum brakes for the better part of a decade, and the only issue I've had is when I didn't service them properly. But you know what I mean?
Well, it's
more user error than
brakes. It's a matter of making modifications like that without looking at the whole picture. So
yeah,
swap brakes in the front. But what about the master cylinder, the proportion about the diameter of the lines, the rear wheel cylinders, the diameter of the drum? All of those things are factored into the braking package. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I actually shot today. I shot a follow-up video to that. We were going to put it up this afternoon, but it'll go up tomorrow morning.
You're busy today.
I was busy doing a dog thing.
That's so cool how into it you guys are with the training and everything else. That's got to be a nice like breath of fresh air.
Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea.
Don't have to think about YouTube or social media or comments or anything. Just like play with the dog. It's nice.
I was surrounded by a bunch of 70-year-old women with absolutely no interest or conception of cars whatsoever. Being like you're walking around with the dog, sit, come, right, spin. And it's like yes. I don't have to talk about lobe separation angle here.
You must start up a dog channel on YouTube, Tony.
I want a dog channel. We actually we have a channel already like registered. The name called Dogs Eating Cheese.
Right.
And I wanted
Dogs Eating Cheese.
Dogs Eating Cheese.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love cheese. Channel. That's dogs love cheese. They just love.
That's what I train her with.
Yeah, cheese. They go crazy for cheese. So I just thought it would be a nice channel to like take cheese and like when you see somebody with a dog, stop and give the dog cheese.
It's not that easy, Tony. It's not that easy. It's not that easy.
Who doesn't want to watch a happy dog?
I would do a training thing with her, but I mean, there's no time as it is to do stuff that needs to get done.
You stole my lighter.
I don't have your lighter.
You had my lighter.
There's not much time.
I'm still advocating for Uncle Tony's Fridge, which would just be a meat-based channel. It's all about meat.
Write that down.
What is it?
Uncle Tony's Fridge.
Oh, who's doing that? I was going to do a recipe channel.
A meat-based channel.
It's too much work.
Meat.
I do it consistently.
Torino Light says our dogs freaking love cheese. Every dog loves cheese.
Yeah, they go crazy over it.
You think about it. You have a rough day, right? You have all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? The world is just beating you up in every possible way, right? And you come home. What would be better than to just sit back, turn on YouTube, and watch dogs eating cheese?
Just happy puppies. Yeah, that's pretty. You can't go wrong there. There's no bad angle on that.
Even Kiwi sees the value in that.
Kathy.
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, and it would probably fly.
I need that, Zero. You have no idea how much I need help.
You want to do that with me, Kiwi?
What do you want to do?
The dogs.
Let's do that channel together.
What channel?
Dogs Eating Cheese.
No, that's my channel.
Would help if I had a dog, but
no, if
it's
I
time.
want a dog channel, I want to.
Hang on, we got to bring Kiwi a dog tomorrow.
Oh no.
What do you like? I'll go to Florida. All right, I'll adopt a dog for you.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. I would like a dog, but no, it's not on the on the plans at the moment.
They get breakfast. I make them breakfast.
Every morning she makes them eggs. She makes them eggs.
That's cool.
Mixes them
it's good for their coat too, right?
Joe K is he's asking, do you feed your dog eggs?
Yeah.
It's good for them, isn't
I
it?
make
Eggs
her
are good for them.
breakfast. I cook every meal for her.
Yeah, the raw food's kind of a cool thing. I used to grow a bunch of squash. A bunch. You can ask at Zero. He had to hear about it endlessly. I used to grow a bunch of squash, and I was always tempted to make some kind of dog food like that. You know, just you throw it in with some rice and some kind of like broth, and you got. Hey, Normal James is here.
Normal James. See, everybody knows. See, that's why I don't advertise these lives. Exactly that. Like, you know that it's Normal James. It's a club, right? Finally, the most intelligent thing I've heard from you in 5 years. Dogs eating cheese, fucking brilliant. Yes, I know. Well, they
then you've got the other half of YouTube, Tony, that like I don't know what you did to their brains, but they are just offended every time you speak.
Who's this?
They're like, no, that's not true. That's wrong. Tony lied to us. And then they all like don Masonic robes and watch Brian Cabral together.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, they're
a little triggered.
It's a bunch of piss stains, is all it is.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You're going to start the channel, and there's going to be like, you know, there's already like 3,000 people following the other channel that's like dogs are lactose intolerant.
Right, exactly, exactly. It's going to get stuck between their teeth, and they're going to die from rotted mouths.
Oh man,
they're evil.
That's funny. You know, it's funny to me because I myself, like being the most like lukewarm, neutral YouTuber, I catch flack just for not being against you. Like, no, like Tony's my friend. I got his back. Don't talk shit on Tony. Like, you know what I mean?
I love it.
People are nuts.
Yeah, there's a whole cult of people that are just they're triggered by me. I don't know why, but they are. Well,
they obviously don't have anything going on in their lives because they give so much thought to what you say is a little bit.
That's
sick.
That's the problem. That's the problem. You know, like I get along with people like Kiwi, who's like he's his own guy. He's got his own thing. He doesn't need YouTube. He doesn't need to know anybody who's in YouTube. He's successful on his own. We get along. I have many friends that are like that. We get Dr. Art is another one, right? We get along. He doesn't need YouTube. He doesn't need to be, famous. He does it because he wants to, because he's having fun with it. You get this other group of people who like they hinge their existence on being famous. Like they got to be YouTube famous. And what happens is they take a crack at it. They fail, and when they fail,
if you don't do what they want to do or say what they want you to say, they get mad at you.
Yeah. It's crazy. It really is. But YouTube can bring out the best in people, like it has with you guys, and it brings out the worst in people. That's like the tribe of piss stains over there.
For me, it's terrifying. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, like I uploaded this video, it can get anywhere between 500 and 500,000 views. Like that. 500,000 people seeing my face, really? Like that's terrifying, man. Like I don't know how to feel about it a lot of the time. I keep doing it because I get such really good feedback and people enjoy it, and I feel like you watch Ari for 15 seconds, get a laugh, and go on with your day. That's great, you know what I mean? But in the same breath, it's like YouTube famous, viral, like that's scary stuff right there.
Right.
Yeah.
You've had 500,000 views, Ari?
I think the channel's got a million and something views. I got a lot of views because of shorts, but not a lot of subscribers, and then of course not a lot of watch hours because they are just YouTube shorts.
That's right.
But just the same, you know what I mean? I try to keep up with the live streams. I enjoy it a lot. I beat myself up for it initially. Like, what are you doing, man? You're making a fool of yourself all the time. But I realized, I make a fool of myself regardless, in whatever capacity. What does it matter?
Yeah, it's true.
Roll with it.
Hang on, I clicked on the wrong one. Yeah, people want you.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I can get myself down to San Diego, we'll have to try and do some cross-pollinating between channels.
That would be really cool. Like I said, I'd just be happy to lend a hand and meet up with you, man. Just because that's what I do. People ask me what I do for fun anymore. I'm like, or work on cars, of course.
Well, honestly, that's a big piece of the reason why I'm thinking about this harebrained scheme of going to all the way to San Diego to buy a car. Is just to have a bit of fun with it.
And I'm seriously thinking about sitting home and sending you guys good thoughts.
There you go.
I get it,
Won't
Tony.
take
I'm not much on the traveling. I'll do interstate travel reluctantly, but I don't fly anywhere. We share a madness, Tony. I understand.
The thing is, I got it out of my system when I was younger. Like before there was YouTube, there were car magazines and there was drag racing. And I got it all out of my system. You know what I mean? It's like I did it. I went there. I burned any interstate miles. I spent the time away. I just, it has no appeal to me anymore.
That's understandable.
I love going like the other day, right? I went by Kiwi's place. We were screwing around with that Mustang. I love stuff like that. It's in the neighborhood. It's close. It's no serious commitment. I don't have a customer to answer to or anything. I can just go around, screw around for a few minutes, get my mechanical fix, and then drift on to the next thing. So the major commitment of like getting a car like that running and driving across country and all of that, man, no. Just like no.
But in the same breath, it is kind of a cool thing. Even outside of the YouTube thing, it's like that's that's like a once in a lifetime type deal. It's a lot of miles, you know what I mean? Even to drive in a rental, you know what I mean? Much less something you just threw together. So
I did a kind of similar thing. I bought a car up in Detroit with my old man, that Mustang that I built for him, and we bought that sight unseen up in Detroit and drove it all the way back to Tennessee. And the radiator sprung a leak late one evening, and we kind of had to limp it to a motel and head over to O'Reilly's and get a radiator in the morning, and we just kept on trucking, and we just had a little tiny bag of tools, and
that sounds like the classic YouTube.
That breakdown was one of the, sounds weird, but that breaking down and like overcoming that, which was not, it's just a radiator, but it was like a integral part of the kind of adventure. We stopped in a few museums and stuff like that, and the old man got to see some stuff he never would have seen. But just like, oh shit, what do we do now? And we're sat in the car park and the thing's steaming over and boiling itself to death. And,
you know what it is? Seriously, right? Deep in the back of our lizard brain, okay, males are programmed for war. Right, it's right. What we do. We can't help it, and it manifests itself just in a competitive nature. You know what I mean? So whatever sport or activity you get into that's competitive, it's actually just that little part of your lizard brain that says kill, kill, kill. Right? We're programmed for war, and that whole thing about overcoming adversity on the road. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, you MacGyver a radiator piece back together again, or you patch an oil pan with with Play-Doh or whatever it is, right? All of those are like you're fighting a war, you're fighting the battle. You know what I mean? You got to get this. Well, each one of those things is a battle in the war of getting the car home, which is also an endurance contest, which is more war. So it's like, and people live vicariously. That's why those videos are so popular, because they get to fight the war. They live vicariously through the YouTubers who do that kind of stuff.
So.
There's a beauty to that. I win feeling of just being able to get home. It's plus with the limited resources. You know what I mean? If you're traveling, it's different. If it's like, oh yeah, the shop's down the street, I can get it up on the lift. It'll be fine. I'm gonna have it towed over there. But it's like if you really throw something together and get it home, that's a different feeling.
Yeah, and if you're half an hour away here, you just get a tow truck. Come pick me up. But I won't be getting a tow truck from Arizona to Tennessee. So
no, I like the idea of doing ridiculous challenges. Like I have it in my head. I would love to do the iron butt sometime. You know what I mean? And the
iron what?
What's that?
The iron what?
The iron butt. It's an annual motorcycle rally.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, rad.
What's that?
That's rad.
Well, it's so intense. People have been known to pull over on the side of the road and die. Yeah, no lie. It happened a couple of years ago. Guy just pulled over on the side of the road, sat down on the curb, and died.
Why is that funny?
Because it's an endurance thing. It's like you're pushing yourself to like these
It's
ultimate
funny
limits.
that he pulled over and died. What
So
are you laughing at that?
One of the routes is from Key West to whatever the Point Barrow, Alaska, I think, whatever the furthest point on Alaska you can drive to is. So I see challenges like that intrigue me. The Trans-American Trail is another one but I would want to do it on something ridiculous like a mini bike, you know,
Yeah.
like on the Trans-American Trail.
I mean, it sounds a little morbid, I guess, dying on the side of the road, but it
Well,
really
it's not-
does beat down under
Obviously, you don't
fluorescent
wanna
lights.
die on the side of the road. What I'm saying is it's an indication of the type of endurance competition that it is.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I
It's like-
think it's a noble cause. I mean, it sure as hell beats like, oh yeah, I ran a 4K today or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, it's late.
Hmm.
We've been on. God, can you believe we've been on for over 2 hours?
Yeah, we have two.
Yeah.
2 hours and 4 minutes.
Let's
My
take.
face for 2 hours. I'm
You
sorry,
guys,
guys.
you guys take a few from the crowd over here.
Let's see what we got. There's only been 421 messages since I last looked. Dada Lebreton saying we broke down in 3 feet of snow with sleds here. That's an endurance thing, walking 10 miles in negative 20 degrees. Jeez.
Yeah, I see stuff like that. That intrigues me. It's like endurance. Like how far can you go? The lighter stuff, I think I've already done so much of it before YouTube. It just doesn't do anything for me. It's like when I look at a challenge, I want it to be like, I can't do this. And go ahead and try it. Ari Barrows, thank you for the super chat. Ari, you're going to take Kiwi to the taco place.
Oh, yeah. What taco place is that, Ari? Oh, Ari's frozen. We've all frozen.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. I'm still moving.
But he looks like he's active.
I don't know what happened. Oh, here he is. Hang on.
I touched the red button.
Leave it to Ari. Can we get a third Ari? Can we fill up all the empty spaces with Ari?
Kiwi, you got to go to the taco place.
Yeah.
Barrows was down here. It was very cool to meet him. He brought me a transmission and everything. Took me out for tacos. But we went to a place in downtown San Diego, and Taco Tuesday out here, they try to make a big deal out of it because they'll sell more beer and whatnot. So we went to this place, and they had a DJ for Taco Tuesday. So the whole time, Barrows, Brother Bear, I call him, and I are sitting there, we're yapping about cars, and this guy's playing all this like teeny bopper music and everything else. It was quite the scene.
Yeah.
Oh, right here.
But yeah, you got to go.
Stray Bullet, there's a dude who has done some traveling in one of those mini Jeeps. Bro, I watched that. I saw that. It was in 2 parts, I think it was. That was epic. See, that's exactly the kind of thing I would want to try. You guys, what did he do this? He did that at Moab, right? If you want to watch a cool video, right? A couple of cool videos. There's a guy who took one of these little kids' Jeeps, right? And reworked it, and he took this ridiculous trip in Moab or to Moab. You saw that, right? That was great. No, that was epic. That was epic. Go watch that video.
Oh yeah, I think I don't know whether I could manage that.
I think he was like, nah. He said it so politely. He's like, he's out of his mind.
Oh yeah.
No doubt.
Abel D wants financial advice from Ari.
Oh yeah.
Are you a financial guru there, Ari? Are you?
What you're going to want to do, Abel, is spend all of your money on rusty crap. That way, when something comes up or you have to make some kind of life decision, you have no money, and then you can be just like me.
Rifleman says Orange County is home of the teriyaki taco.
I don't know if I've had a teriyaki taco. There's a great teriyaki burger place where I'm from called Fuji Burger. It's like they got avocado burgers, teriyaki burgers, pineapple burgers, and they have a teriyaki burrito, which is a pretty amazing thing.
Right.
So ironically enough, we have a place that opened here called Teriyaki Madness.
Yes.
And we ate it. I picked up from there today. I've been eating it like crazy.
Nice.
Teriyaki chicken with fried rice. It's just amazing. And I don't even like teriyaki. I don't like the sweet. I like soy sauce. I like the salt. But
if you grill it right, you get the good char on the meat and everything. It blends well.
Yeah.
True.
Fuji Burger.
Why is she all wet? I'm afraid to ask.
Did
you say hello?
Say hello to Winnie.
Look how big she is.
Oh my goodness. Beautiful.
Huge.
She's grown a lot.
So the day we brought her home, I did a video with
I
her
love you.
on my hand. Here, give me her.
I love you.
Oh God, she's about 40 pounds.
No, she's 30.
She's
not
30 pounds. So yeah, there's my Winnie.
Oh, you're Winnie?
What a beautiful dog.
I thought it was
She doesn't
Kathy's
fit in my
Winnie.
hand anymore.
Oh man, and the border collies are just so smart. I lived in Central California for a while, and the farrier out there had a border collie. Her name was Whip,
Okay.
and that dog was so smart. She'd just sit there. You'd swear she was like psychoanalyzing you, just looking straight through you.
That's what this one does.
Yeah.
Oh man,
This one does. She's
Yeah.
brilliant, and she ate a sock yesterday. So we're waiting for you to either poop it out or throw it
She's
up.
not throwing
No,
it out
nice.
yesterday, so it's 24 hours ago.
Come on, Kiwi, you need a dog.
you said
I'm gonna go to Paws tomorrow and get you a dog.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. What kind do you want?
I think Kiwi needs this cat.
No, Kiwi doesn't need a cat. He needs a dog. I'm gonna get him a dog tomorrow.
Well, Kiwi, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna get the paperwork together. This is now your cat.
Oh, okay. Put it in the back of the wagon.
You're gonna
He's
send
gonna be a Tennessean.
look, Winnie, look at the cat.
Pretty big cat.
It is a big cat. So
Winnie,
why are
look
you
at
trying
the
to get
cat.
rid of the cat? What did the cat do to you?
He's old and stubborn and semi-defective at this point. So
We'd probably make a good pair then.
no, he's my buddy. He's a good cat.
You good girl.
He's
I have a
see,
better
look at him.
dog.
He hasn't even clawed my face off. Yeah, buddy.
I don't even have a Kiwi to cuddle up with. You know, like, well, Mrs. Kiwi, but you know.
Yeah, well, get her.
Yeah.
You can cuddle with her.
There you go.
No, seriously, you want me to get you a dog tomorrow?
No.
Yeah, you got to get it. You're supposed to get him a gun too, a dog and a gun.
Oh yeah. So you,
I'll give him
Maybe-
one.
you know,
Next time I see
we might
him,
need
I'll
a gun for that road trip back to Tennessee.
Can't hurt.
Let's wrap it up for the night.
Yeah.
So anybody who isn't subscribed to either Kiwi or Ari, go there and do that now. We don't see usually Fubar is here and Fubar puts up the links to everybody's channel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but it's Kiwi Customs and Classics. Classics and Customs.
Classics and customs. You got
Wow.
it.
Classics and Customs. I actually said it that time. Kiwi's Classics and Customs. It's an excellent channel, top-notch restoration. You could probably charge more.
he should charge more.
Should well.
And Ari, your
Not everyone
channel.
would agree with that, but okay. I'll take that as a compliment. That's very good. Thank you, sir.
What's your channel's name?
My channel. The handle is just Ari don't surf.
Ari don't surf.
Surf.
Good California
Francis
boy.
Coppola reference.
That's good. Charlie don't surf.
That's
Stray-
it.
Stray Bullet says I need a koala bear. There you go. Well, they're cuddly.
They're terrifying. They howl in the night.
They do.
What's that?
I'm sorry. I can't help myself.
All right. So
First
guys,
time I
we're,
heard of that. But yeah.
we're going to wrap it up. So everybody contributed with Super Chat. Guys, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Everybody contributed with just your presence and your conversation. Thank you. Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for, Kiwi?
Just being able to kind of hang with guys like you and all the guys that watch and comment, and it's it really is like living the dream. I got to be honest with you, like coming from sleepy little New Zealand, and kind of getting amongst hot rodding and muscle cars and classic cars. It's been pretty good, I have to say. Been pretty good.
Excellent.
So yeah, I'm thankful for that.
Ari, what are you thankful for?
Oh, geez, many things. But genuinely, a lot. The smart people like yourself and other folks on here have given me so much advice. You know, when I first started watching, I was working a warehouse job, and now, you know, I'm able to make money turning wrenches. So I wouldn't have been able to do that if it weren't for folks teaching me things and kind of daring me to go a little further. So I appreciate all you guys.
That's awesome. See? Success.
Success.
So, guys, that's it. We're going to pull a plug now. Wednesday night. Oh, no, you're not going to be around this Wednesday. You're going in for, you got to have a thing done.
Yeah.
Your
No, I won't be
birthday
there on
party?
Wednesday. In for surgery tomorrow morning.
A Kiwiectomy.
He's getting a pair of honking sweater puppies.
I'll come out with an American accent.
And then Kathy, you want to say goodnight to everybody? She's been lurking in the.
I'm lurking. I'm back.
Yeah, she's been lurking.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Kiwi. Thanks, everybody.
You guys.
Right. Everybody, thank you. I
Hey,
usually
guys.
thank our mods, but our mods
Have a good week.
And we have a new mod.
And we have a new mod. Welcome to the UTG family Mexican spec. All right, guys. We're so out of here. I may drop in on Jamie over at Dead Dodge Garage.
Because you haven't talked enough.
No, I haven't talked enough. I want to show him my dog. I want to show him my puppy. All right, guys. We're out of here. I'm hitting the exit button. Good night, all.
See you guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.